Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Filbert Flies and this second leg of Amble to the Alps, a VFR trip in various light aircraft from London down to St. Gallen-Altenrhein in Switzerland on the shores of Lake Constance. Yesterday, I had to cut the stream short because, you know, every single thing went wrong and I ended up restarting my computer. But in the end, I made it back in. And almost all of us who started the trip have made it as far as Luxembourg. So we're hoping for a better experience today with everything running very smoothly, no crashes, no stutters. But we shall see. The other exciting thing today is that we're doing a giveaway. 2 copies of Simulations St. Gallen-Altenrhein Scenery to be won. And I'll give you more details about that once we're in the air, and we'll start the competition off. There's also, for those of you who are in the chat and flying along, there is an extra prize to be won, your choice of Orbex Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And there's a little challenge later on in the trip to see who's going to win that. I'm just going to turn off this. For some reason, you've got that bar at the top. You shouldn't have that bar at the top. There we are, it's gone now. Okay, good. So who's here in the chat? We've got Treed, we went, welcome, HK's Flight Simulation, Scott, Paul, Alex, Christopher, good morning, how's your holiday going? This is on multiplayer Callum Tennant. It's, yeah, with multiplayer Southeast Asia server. Oh yeah, fly along, by all means, by all means. All the details are on my Discord server. There's a link in the video description. Simulations, good morning to you, welcome. The TBM is levitating. Is that you, Cerebellum?
Yes, that's me.
Yeah,
that's
this
me.
is what he
it's
does.
A AirPod again.
Yeah, so we think it's because we're using different versions of the Luxembourg airport. I've got the Just Sim version and he has the freeware from flightsim.to. Good morning, I'm not afraid. Right, so yeah, we've got, how many people have we got here in the chat? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Too many to introduce on a name-by-name basis. But are you sort of ready to go?
By the tower coming up to you now.
Okay. Everyone else sort of ready?
Yeah,
which runway are we taking off from?
We're taking off from runway 24.
Oh, good, I'm on it.
Blimey, that's unusual.
Well, no, I just spawned in on it because it keep me man.
Right, right.
To be fair, there's only one runway, so it was 50-50.
That's true, that's true. Okay, right. I think I'm all set up. Let's do some taxiing, see what happens.
If the TVM is floating in the air.
Yeah. It's become a fixture now. It's become sort of a part of this trip. I wouldn't want it to be on the ground, really. So yeah, so this is we're only stopping once on this trip. We did quite a few stops yesterday, but today's more about seeing the scenery from the air with slightly fewer breaks. So we're going to be stopping at Freiburg. But prior to that, we're going to be overflying a couple of cities, which we have photogrammetry for, and seeing some sights in those. So, and also we're currently flying, well, I at least am flying not on live weather because the cloud bases are something like 400 feet and 800 feet, 2 layers I think, which is not VFR weather. So this is the overcast preset, which kind of looks the same but has much higher cloud bases. But the weather is... Sorry, go on.
Why is everyone going right?
Yeah, same question.
Oh,
we're going on 2-4.
Oh, we are. We're going on 2-4. I thought we were on the other side of the runway. I'll spin it around. I'll spin it around. Don't follow me, for God's sake. Tell you what, I'll backtrack. Yeah, so the weather's looking like it's going to improve once we get closer to Switzerland. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We could do just a midfield departure.
We could. It's a hell of a long runway. Yeah. I'm going to backtrack a tiny bit, and then we'll, yeah, we'll go from there. I'm very well, thank you, HK's Flight Simulations. Yeah, how are you? That is exciting for those flying along, Scott, you're right. This is in reference to the exciting competition that we're having later, which may or may not work. If it doesn't work, I'll just pick one of your random, I guess.
Does it involve flying, Filbert?
It involves flying. It involves flying and looking, and that's all I'm going to tell you for now.
Oh crap!
It's not an aerobatic challenge or anything like that. It's more about observation of the scenery. Oh, hello. I think this'll do. This seems like enough runway to me.
I'm right at the other end, so I'll take off now.
Okay.
It'll take 5 minutes to catch you up.
I'll wait until oh, so we got Mark. We got a few people in front of me. 4X taxiing up there.
I have no fuel.
You have no fuel?
Yeah, I'm just fueling up right now.
Okay, no worries. No worries. So which runway did we land on yesterday? The opposite one, wasn't it? It was 6. I think.
Yeah, 06.
Yeah, it's muscle memory, I think, taxiing back to that threshold.
Excuses.
Right, flaps. One stage of flaps. Biggest aviation daisy chain of all time, yeah. Alex, I'm using the Piper Arrow from Just Flight. Keith, can't make the flight today, got to take the kids to a birthday party. Don't worry, I hope you all have a lovely time at the birthday party. Scott says, boo, we want barrel rolls. If anyone would like to demonstrate a barrel roll for Scott in addition to the giveaway, do feel free.
What lens and teas?
It will. I think we've had enough tears already for this trip, to be honest. All right, shall we go? I'll
Oh, there was just an airplane crashing.
I just caught the end of it.
Tags just had a problem there.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Trying to do a barrel roll.
Sudden catastrophic barrel roll. How not to do it. I'll catch up with you guys. I'm just busy turning around on some grass.
Okay, reattaching your wheels, that sort of thing.
I will.
Right, I'm ready. Some of you are in front of me, so yeah. Mark and whoever your 2 wingmen are, feel free to go.
Okay.
And after takeoff, we're going to make a left turn, more or less due south. Very nice. The little rudder issue, of course, is far less of a problem when you are taking off directly into the wind.
And if you pull the yoke a bit towards you, it helps. And setting the trim up 1 notch also helps.
Oh, okay, that's worth knowing. 1 notch from like neutral, you mean?
1 click on my yoke, so I have no idea what
Ah,
that is.
okay, okay. Right, what I'm going to do is get us established on a heading, and then I will, and then I'm going to start the giveaway. Well, I say I'll get myself established on a heading. You all seem to know where you're going. We're going to stop at about 2,000 feet, I think, something like that. But it'll depend a little bit on what your weather setup is, I suppose.
My autopilot's freaking out again.
Right. What is it? Just trying to bank and kill you? Bank and dive? Yeah. I don't know what that's about.
I had it working yesterday after the group flight. I flew it in, where was that? In Italy, I think.
Okay, and it was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. I went to sightsee Venice.
Okay. So yes, the heading we're after is exactly due south, in fact 180, and we're going direct towards Metz, which I think I'm probably pronouncing wrong, but I didn't actually read the Wikipedia article. I just thought, oh, that's interesting. it's pronounced like this, but I can't remember what that was. Okay, right. Let's get the competition underway, and then it's one less thing to think about. So the competition today is to win one of 2 copies of Simulation's St. Gallen-Altenrhein Airport. There are full terms and conditions in the video description. This competition is not sponsored or endorsed by YouTube, and if you'd like to enter and be in with a chance of winning one of these 2 prizes, then you need to answer the following question. Which is the only city served by scheduled air services from St. Gallen-Altenrhein? Which is the only city served by scheduled air services from St. Gallen-Altenrhein? And you need to type the one-word answer to that in the chat. Just type the word, nothing else, or your entry won't be counted. And good luck. The competition will be drawn, or the winners will be drawn after we land in St. Gallen-Altenrhein at the end of this flight. Now, how do I... Oh, there we are. Enable that. I've never tried to do a group flight and a competition at the same time. It seems slightly crazy, but there we are.
Is it the city what I already mentioned to you when I was there?
It is, Marcus. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Just realised I'll have to turn the YouTube stream on as well to answer.
Yeah.
Too many windows.
But I didn't know that this is the only. Yeah, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Certainly the only city at the moment that is served. I'm not saying that others haven't been served, but at the moment there's only one city that you can get a scheduled flight to from St. Gallen.
They actually have quite a lot of charter flights out of there to holiday destinations, but I think for a long while now it's only been one city scheduled for daily flights.
Okay, well, there we are. Right, I need to get my fascinating facts list up as well now. Okay, okay. I think I'm all set up. I can just relax now. How's everyone doing with their sim? Is everyone here who wanted to be here, or is anyone still having problems? Simon, I'm looking at you really.
It's really amazing because yesterday I gave my PC a rest and nothing worked, and right now my PC is running for over 25 hours, and I've done a long haul overnight and it's running perfectly.
Good. That's really good. That's really good. Oh yeah, and there you are. I see you. I see you.
It's the GPS isn't working for some reason, but I'll just follow the planes that I'll see.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
Can you guys see me? Am I ahead of you guys? Oh, I'm above you. Okay.
Who was that talking? Sorry, I missed you.
Morden.
Yeah, I see you, Morden.
Yeah, I see you over my wing now.
Good.
As mentioned, now everybody is gone. Something strange.
Yeah.
So I got the heading mode working, but not nav mode.
Okay. I saw a real-world PA-28 instructor on YouTube say that he would never dream of using the nav mode on the autopilot in the Piper anyway, because it will try and kill you.
Okay. That's good to know.
So he only ever uses heading mode.
Yeah, everyone's disappeared off.
Yeah, but they are popping up. It's the server who sometimes conflicts.
Yeah, they'll be coming back in no time.
Actually,
It takes like 2 minutes.
I see 3 of you.
Yeah, everyone popped in and out all day long for me yesterday. I actually see you. I think I see all of you at the moment. I certainly see about 10, which is enough for anyone really. Yes, Satira, good morning. I'm very well, thanks. How are you? This is another one of these flights you need to do yourself offline. You do, Scott, you do. It's brilliant. And there was someone earlier who said that he's got all the scenery and he's going to do it offline as well. I can't remember who that was. The person with the birthday party. Keith. Yes, got all the scenery, so he's going to fly solo later with the stream in the background. Sounds nice. This is my third trip along this route. So I flew out there to test it all out. Then I flew back again because I wanted to. It's Harrison's fault really. He's got me a bit obsessed with not just teleporting aircraft around. So I wanted to fly this one, so I had to fly it back to Elstree again. Swampflies, good morning. I'm glad you're doing well, Stu. And Matthew, good morning to you as well. So where did you fly overnight last night? I did know, but I've forgotten, Simon.
It was from, like, it's funny that you say with the not just teleporting, because we've flown from where was it to Manila, from Singapore to Manila, and then my next flight was from Manila to Dubai, and then from Dubai to Sao Paulo now.
That's right, yeah, I did know that. And it all went well?
Yeah, everything. Like, the airplane wouldn't capture it, or generally the ILS wasn't. Sorry, just gotta mute myself for a moment. That's my coffee machine absolutely going bonkers.
Okay, we can't hear it.
Can't hear it? Alright.
No.
Yeah, this Discord is pretty good with it. So yeah, the ILS was not in the system for whichever reason.
Okay.
I think it's probably because of the add-on scenery or something like it.
Right.
But the weather was really good. It was just before sunrise, which was a little bit of a shame. The weather was really good, and I did a nice visual approach.
Oh, good.
The thing is that the runway was 3,000 meters long, and actually the minimum runway length for a Boeing 777-300 is 3,300 meters. But at the same time, I looked after it, and the real world flight also landed on that runway. So yeah.
Oh, interesting. Oh. I'm glad you made it down all right. Anyway, I'm flying overnight tonight. If you want to join, I don't know, in the A330 with Freddie, and we're going from St. Martin to Amsterdam Schiphol.
Ooh, that's a nice route. I mean, if you can forgive me for not having an A330 and flying a legacy route and flying the 747.
Of course. Now you've said that, I kind of want to do the same, but I'll think about it.
But yeah, absolutely, and that sounds great.
Good.
I wonder if I can do that in the CRJ.
Yeah, of course, everyone's welcome if they want to join. Details will be on the Discord. We haven't got a time or anything like that yet. I'm going to see how it goes. But yeah, Vatsim, what's it called? The channel where I put this in? Vatsim Group Flights Planning? Something like that. You'll find it. So we are currently overhead a French town called Richemont. Or no, it's a district, I think. You know, it's kind of a string of towns. Richemont, Grand Range, and various other places. All sort of blur into one, and we're following the A31 south at the moment. It's this big road down here, and that's going to take us all the way down to Metz, which I have so little to tell you about that I'm going to wait till we're actually overhead it. Mr. Gnome, good morning, welcome to the stream, how are you? This is nice. This is a nice way to start Sunday. I never know whether I want to have name tags on or off. Kind of spoils the realism, but it's also nice to see who's who and who's where. Christopher, how's your holiday going? You're still away, aren't you, I think? And this is the Moselle River running alongside the road here. Looks like a canal, doesn't it? I guess they've made it navigable, done stuff to it to make it navigable. In fact, no, you can see the river here. This is a canal, isn't it? There's a separate canal just to the west of it.
Is that winemaking region as well? Where's that?
I think it is. I think it is.
And so far so good, my autopilot's working.
Good, good.
I think it's because I jumped from the runway and didn't destroy the route.
Okay.
I think you don't notice, you know, when the route changes to direct and then your plane veers off.
Yes, yeah.
So it's sticking to
Good.
typical Aspen.
So I'm descending now, so we can have a look at Metz when we get there. We'll go down to about 1,000 feet. Yes, Linus, yeah, this is the PA-28. Feel free to join us if you'd like to. We're on the Southeast Asia server, and you can either join us in the air or you can join us at Freiburg. Same goes to all of you who are watching. If you want to fly along, it's open to all.
I'm so focused on fixing my autopilot that I'm off course.
Oh. This is a PA-28 Swamp Flies. Yes, you're going flying one of these tomorrow. Awesome. Where are you going flying? And good morning, Keith. Welcome. Your first group fly. Oh, are you with us? Welcome. Yeah, the autopilot in the Piper is very up and down. It has tried to kill me on several occasions.
Yeah, I'm going to do some testing to see if the turbo on the pipe and the RO to see if there's a way to make it work all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
The only thing with this autopilot is if you want to do a direct to, it takes so long to dial in, you're all over the place.
Yeah, it's true.
The dial in system is a nightmare.
I know.
Which GPS are you using, Steve?
The big map one.
The 750.
Yeah, the biggest, the fullest one, you know.
Uh-huh.
Not
The add-on
the,
one though, the one they have to download, or the one in
oh no, the
included
one,
with
the
the
one
plane.
built in. The one built in.
So 530 then.
530.
Yeah. I wouldn't try, the other ones would be lost.
So this is Metz Cathedral down here, at least for those of you who have the photogrammetry. And Metz is, wait, let me dig out my one fact, I don't want to mess this up, one of France's greenest cities, with more than 25 square meters of green space per inhabitant, which is insane really, isn't it? And it's known for its beautiful nighttime illuminations as well.
So basically it's a field.
Yeah, it's a field / forest with a few buildings in the middle of it. But yeah, you can see the green space, there is loads of it. Keith, you're in the USA, so it's 2 a.m. Well, thank you for staying up for us. Actually, I'm not entirely sure if that cathedral isn't perhaps a world update building. It doesn't look like photogrammetry.
I've just switched it to night time and it is very illuminated.
Is it? Good.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, spend a little bit of time, explore Metz to your heart's content. That's what today's all about really, rather than the landings. Yesterday was all about visiting airports. Today is about seeing the world. And I'm going to go back into the cockpit before I see Metz up closer than any of us would like.
Looks amazing there.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Good morning, English plane guy. Welcome. Beautiful. You love cities. Yeah, me too. Me too. That's why London's so good. Partly. I don't know since when I've been trying to sell London to everybody. Since someone told me they couldn't imagine living here, I think, because it's too busy.
Well, one day you could get sponsored by the City of London.
Yeah. Oh, Scott could help out with that, seeing as he's now got the freedom of the City of London. Scott, how do I make money out of you, please? So I can tell you that there have been 19 correct entries to the competition so far. So you all have a 1 in 10 chance of winning, which is not bad. Right, has everyone had their fill of Metz?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. In that case, we shall continue on heading 113, give or take. And when I say give or take, I mean I've got a little nav map up, so just follow me, it'll all be fine.
Does kind of seem like, you know, those tourist cities where there's a group guide with a flag or something, and you have no idea where you're going, and you're just following him or her.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Filbert. Yeah, where's your umbrella, Filbert?
That would be cool, wouldn't it, to get a livery done, which was basically a giant umbrella on the plane.
There's a mod. There's a mod on Flight Sim TO where you can fly a flag behind your plane with a custom sign or something.
Really? Is there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to look into that for the next one.
And everybody from us has to install then that livery.
That's true. Yeah, that is true.
So what would you put on it, Philbert? Don't follow me.
Follow me in the air, not on the ground.
To put Philbert in partnership with City Car promotes London.
Brackets and Scott.
Scott says, first of all, I need to bribe him. That's how it works in the city, innit? Good morning, Neil. Welcome. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Who's this in the chat? Is that you, Neil?
Yes, it's me.
Oh,
How's it going, Gilbert?
It's going all right. It's going all right. I was replying to your good morning on the YouTube chat, and then you said hello, and I said, I can't cope with this.
No, I'm not sure if that was me. That might be another Neil.
Oh, okay.
I'm a first-time Filbert Fly join in, so be gentle with me.
Of course. How are you? Are you with the group? Are you in the air with us?
I am. I'm right behind you on 120 at the moment.
Okay, cool. What's your gamer tag?
Just following. I'm just following you wherever you go.
Okay. I mean, what's your name in the sim?
Oh, I beg your pardon.
That's
I think I'm MNE18, November Mike Echo 18.
Okay.
In the sim, I'm November Mike Echo 811.
811. Okay. I don't see you, but then we have had a lot of people popping in and out. So as long as you can see us, that's the main thing.
I'm right on your 6 o'clock at the moment. So.
Okay.
I see a dingo off to the right.
There's a dingo? Oh, good, he's alright. Oh, there he is.
On the runway.
Yeah.
At the airport.
Good. We were only saying yesterday we hadn't heard from him for ages. Hello, Daryl, welcome. Just going to have a little look at live weather, see if it's flyable yet, because I do prefer flying in live weather. It's possible we're far enough from Luxembourg. Okay, that hasn't changed at all. It doesn't bode well. Oh no, I've just turned on live time, that's what I've done there. Oh no, it's not flyable at all. Don't do that.
Thanks for the warning. I was just about to try it myself, but...
Yeah. No, you're well out of that. Heavy rain, 0 visibility.
Just gonna take a look outside the window and see how the weather is currently in Austria and if
Yes.
it's clearing up.
Yeah, thank you.
Hopefully my plane doesn't crash.
Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't open your window in your virtual cockpit.
No, you learned that the hard way. switch fuel tanks, shouldn't I? Yes. Where are we going now then? Oh yes, we're going to nowhere in particular, but the plan is fly overhead Strasbourg, and then we're going to follow the Rhine down south towards Freiburg for our landing. But for now it's mostly pretty scenery. I believe there are some hills coming up, which are quite nice.
Yeah, and don't fly too high, guys.
No. In fact, I think I am flying a bit too high. I don't know why I'm at 2,300. I'll come down a little. These conditions are perfect for VFR. They will be later though, Linus, don't worry. Things are definitely going to brighten up as we get to Lake Constance. I mean, it's still going to be cloudy, but it's going to be flyable.
Currently in Elstree there are a couple of high clouds, but looks like pretty good VFR
Good.
conditions.
Good.
Like a bit gloomy, but still not too bad.
Good.
This is Tank signing off, as I said earlier. I've got to do it.
No worries, Ty. I'm glad you made at least a little bit of it, and have a good day.
I've just done a successful barrel roll.
Good. That's a good way to end.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Take care.
Right.
Bye-bye.
I stuck the clouds on this overcast. It's too depressing.
Do you know, I was just thinking the same thing. Why have I chosen overcast? And it's because I want it to be sort of like the real weather, but we are in a sim and we could just enjoy a nice day.
And I posted a screenshot on your Discord and VFR group flights. I think most of us are on it.
Oh yeah, very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Yeah, you've got nicer weather.
Clear skies.
I tell you what though, the greens look richer in cloud. That's the one thing I'll say for overcast. Simon's moving in for an aggressive overtake from the looks of things.
Yeah, just trying to do some nice formation flying.
Oh, good.
No overtaking.
Okay. In that case, I won't go into the menu and turn nameplates off just yet. Good morning, Alex. Alex Jones, welcome. How are you? Oh, I never replied to the guy who was doing his PA-28 flight. You're going to Humberside, did you say? I've lost your message. I saw it and then forgot to reply. I'm very envious. I hope it goes really well for you. I would recommend a higher altitude than 1,500 feet because these wind turbines are kind of close. I think the ground's higher than I realised. Sorry?
I clipped one before.
Did you?
Over Metz. It's like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of climbing. It's important to remember that the ground isn't always at sea level. VFR 101.
That's why it's called sea level and not ground level.
Might be, yes.
Guys, I have a VFR question. So after yesterday's group flight, I decided to be stupid and I went on VATSIM and decided to do a VFR flight on VATSIM, my first one.
Sure.
And I had all my charts up and everything was ready, and I was going from Split, I think, to Dubrovnik or to Tivat, south of Dubrovnik, and it was wonderful. And then I contacted the ground, or tower actually, and he said use departure H3, and I was like, what the hell is departure H3? And then he mentioned something that I should get some special VFR maps for little nav map. Does anyone have any idea what that is?
I don't have them, but I know that in the real world there are certainly in the UK they're called sectional charts of different scales, and they have So they have all the visual reporting points and various other things that you need to be able to fly VFR properly. But where you'd get them for little nav map, I don't know, I'm afraid.
Yeah, he said Navigraph doesn't have that, so I need little nav map, and I was just so totally lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, Navigraph only has everything for IFR flighting. Navigraph has pretty much nothing for VFR. You need the VFR sectional charts, but yeah, I'm not sure where to get those for the nav map.
Okay, VFR sectional charts, I'll look for that. Thank you.
You crashed into a lake.
I'm sorry, that's not a crash, it's a perfect landing.
Well, you're on a board to play.
No, it was, like Sully said, it was a forced water landing.
Well,
Usually made it in some lake.
nice bit of formation from Cerebellum in the TBM. I'm impressed with that.
And a few clouds is quite spectacular with this flat land.
Yeah, I bet.
So I think I found a solution for the GPS problems and the autopilot in Piper.
Oh yeah.
Basically, after passing the first waypoint, it started working properly. So I'm thinking if you do a direct to the second waypoint, if you have that problem, then it'll fix itself.
Okay, that's good to know. Farmer Beavis, yes, we are flying to Gallen-Altenrhein. That's 27 kilometres from you. Awesome. How far is it from you, Simon?
How far is what? Sorry.
Is Altenrhein?
Ooh, I might just have to Google that.
I
don't know,
would
like-
say 20 kilometers, 20, 30 kilometers maximum.
So the place I used to live in, like before last year, it was very, very close. But now I moved a little bit.
Right.
Probably was like 10 kilometers from there, maximum. Yeah, I'll just have a quick Google.
Because you and Farmer Beavis might be neighbours if you live in the same direction.
Yeah, that might be.
And Marcus is not... how far is it from you, Marcus, Altenrhein?
It's a little bit more, around about 150 kilometers.
Right.
When I can drive over the lake, yes, but I have to go around the lake, so
Yeah.
it's a bit more, but it's close.
Yeah.
It depends on the car you have.
Yeah. When will MSFS 2020 release a stable version? Pablo, I don't think they ever will release a completely stable version. But I am hopeful. I am hopeful that they'll get all of these big fixes out the way quite soon, and then it'll just be tweaks which won't break it as much. That's my hope.
I'm reporting the first CDD today,
Oh.
but I'm jumping back.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so by car, so not ground, so not air distance, but rather by driving over the whole highways and stuff. It's 25 kilometers now, and it used to be 10 kilometers.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty close.
Yeah. It does
It's actually. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, Farm Beavis says it depends which direction from Altenrhein. It does depend which direction. But
Yeah.
roughly the same distance away, you could theoretically be next door neighbours and not know it.
Theoretically, yeah.
Clay Bear,
Altenrhein,
welcome to the stream. And Scott, were these bugs with the Piper brought in by Sim Update 5? No, the autopilot thing has always been there. Sorry, Simon, carry on.
Yeah, so Altenrhein, basically it was, it's pretty nice that we fly there because it's basically it was the airport that I went spotting when I was like very, very little.
Oh, right, right.
And yeah, there just are a lot of citations, a lot of GA aircraft, but well, I don't want to give away anything for the giveaway, but the one scheduled flight, it was flown in a very nice aircraft, and that was always the highlight of the day.
Right.
And like when I heard that it was landing on the other runway,
Yeah.
I was always just sprinting, and that was basically my whole exercise I got there. Just running through the whole runway length to the other side to catch it.
It sounds like a nice way to spend a childhood.
Yeah, yeah. It was.
I was very wondering why we have that regular connection to that city. Yeah. I would say okay, probably Frankfurt to have an international connection. Okay, you have it in Vienna too, but sorry. Nobody had heard anything.
No, nobody. No, nobody would make the connection.
I was very surprised about that this happened.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like in Altenrhein in general. There are a lot of business people coming in there, and so I guess just because it's the other city is also like a little bit of a big business city, and a lot of people are coming in there. So basically, obviously, what I'm speaking of is the connection to
Liechtenstein.
Yeah, exactly. From Altenrhein to Liechtenstein, and that's flown by a Boeing 747-8, by the way. That's a very nice flight. Flight duration is about 14 hours to Liechtenstein. No, but it's, I think, like, there are a lot of charter flights going out from Altenrhein, and most of them are actually business related, and a few are like holiday related, because there are not really that many airports in the area. I mean, you have Friedrichshafen, which is a little bit bigger, and it's basically, it's got Wizz Air flying from there. So it's a little bit bigger for the whole holiday destinations. And then the next thing you basically got is Memmingen, which is
far away.
Yeah, really far away. But at the same time, it's you're almost in Munich by that time. But Ryanair uses Memmingen,
Right.
and also Wizz Air.
Right.
Then you get to the big hub. You get to Munich, you get to Lufthansa, to the whole United American.
Yeah.
But I would say probably most people who don't fly from Altenrhein will take Zurich, just because their Swiss pride, and they don't want to go to Munich.
Right. So they'd rather go further. Is Zurich further away?
No, it's not really. It's basically, so I can only say from my home, Munich is about 2 hours, and Zurich is about 1.5 hours. And so Altenrhein, probably Zurich is about an hour and 15 minutes, something like that, and Munich will be 2.5 hours. So Zurich should be closer.
But keep in mind that even in Zurich, the prices of the tickets are cheaper. It's ridiculous than Germany, in Switzerland, but yes.
Really?
I was flying from Zurich too sometimes, because the flights are cheaper.
It's a nice airport too. Like, Munich is really nice also. Those are two excellent airports.
I've flown into Zurich. I've never flown into Munich, I don't think. I've been to Munich, but I went by train. What add-on/mod am I using to make the ground textures like mine? Nothing. There's no mods at all that affect the textures. I think if they're looking different to yours, it's probably partly the overcast. The colours always look a bit richer when there's not direct sunlight on them. And possibly the altitude as well. We're flying very low.
And switch on Bing Maps.
Oh yes, and of course make sure you got data switched on. Bing Maps data.
And by the way, later on you have to find an airplane. We come back to that later on. You remember for that?
Yeah, Marcus, I do.
We're even gonna see a Zeppelin today, aren't we?
I didn't find it. I installed this new add-on.
Right.
I didn't see the actual Zeppelin, but it might be there. I might have just missed it.
I know it's there for the people who have the Aerosoft scenery installed, but
That's right.
Yeah.
obviously that's anywhere.
Yeah.
And
I should have got it really.
If you never fly Friedrichshafen.
But you have that beware of Friedrichshafen, haven't you?
Sorry?
You have the PBR of Friedrichshafen in the meantime, haven't you?
No, I don't.
Ah, okay. In that case, you don't see that.
No. I thought that, we found that photogrammetry add-on for Friedrichshafen. I thought it might be in there, but there's no Zeppelin in there, unfortunately.
No.
Well, in that case, folks, we're gonna see a Zeppelin another day.
Yes. Some of you will see a Zeppelin, but not people watching the stream.
Yeah.
So Gallen must be where the rich people live if that tiny airport can afford to have its own airline with several international routes. Yeah. Good morning, Swifty. Welcome. Over to our right now, we've got this airport, which is Borscheid Airport. And these are the hills that I seem to remember picking a nice route through and then changing it because it was a choice between doing proper sort of valley flying or seeing Metz, and I decided we should see Metz. So we're going to follow this road through, and it should still be quite spectacular, but it's not going to be, ducking and diving through the valleys, unfortunately. Hello, Flying FS. Welcome to the stream.
One thing I didn't realise with the Piper at first, when I first had it, is that you have to stick the heading button and the autopilot button on at the same time.
Yes. Yes, it's a bit strange, seeing as that's all you can do with it, that there are two buttons, isn't it?
I'm not sure what the heading button does on its own.
Nothing, I don't think.
Because the coupler does the heading, you just switch the heading, doesn't it? It's weird.
Yeah.
What are you flying next week, Philbert?
On the Brazil trip?
No, on the real trip.
Oh, 152.
Oh, right. Reality crate.
Yeah.
How long is the lesson?
An hour.
How much do we charge for that?
£160.
Well, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
I mean, I remember 20 or 30 years ago, it was, comparable price.
Yeah. I don't know, when I first started looking at doing my PPL though, you could do it for about 3,500, whereas now it's going to be 10 grand if I go all the way.
Wow, how many lessons do you have to have for that? Oh, hours?
Yeah, you have to have a minimum of 45 hours. So the 45 hours will be about 7.5 grand, but by the time you factor in test fees and all the rest of it and the stuff, the fact that I'm, it takes most people more than that. Probably not me, because, I am a sky god, but you've got to allow for the possibility that it might take more than that.
But when he asks you if you had any experience, you're going to say you're flying the sim.
Yeah, I might just start putting these flights in my logbook and see if anyone notices.
Where are you flying from?
North Weald.
Has anybody got a worst flight story? A real one?
Well, my first ever flight on the return leg from Faro, we had to make an emergency landing halfway, not halfway, but at Porto, which was not a great introduction to flying. It was fine, it was a normal landing, but it was quite scary at the time because no one told us what was going on, just that it wasn't safe for us to continue to Gatwick. And then we just started descending and didn't hear any more.
Mine was going to the Maldives from Mali to a holiday island in a water plane, and the guy, there's two pilots, and one was doing his first flight with the pilot. He landed like it was a Blackpool log flume ride. All the people on the island were looking at us with shock on their faces, the staff. And the woman in front of me projectile vomited all over the front of the other woman.
Oh God!
And he could have been killed. And I was oblivious until we got on the island and they said, it's not supposed to land like that.
Wow. Are those the hills with for the Sound of Music? They are not. No. But we may be seeing those on the Marcus's Club Filbert group. I don't know. I don't know where they are, to be honest. It's 4 a.m. in your country. Why, Filbert? Because, Owen, because I can't please the Americans and the Australians. So I have to pick one or the other, and I try and alternate. I try and do streams at all different times. Sorry?
Can't please the Americans or the Australians, a bit like Boris Johnson.
The rich people in Switzerland are living in Zurich, yes. Sky, I'm only joking, Pete. I'm conscious that if ever I get new viewers to my channel and I refer to myself as a Sky God, probably going to put a lot of people off. To clarify, I'm very much joking about that. Good morning, Ian. Welcome. Good morning. How are you? You're going to join us, Ian?
And guys, you're still too high. You should fly through the valleys.
But the valleys are finished. For now. For me, anyway. I don't know how far behind you are. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I had another crash, but I don't manage every crash.
Right.
Marcus, you'll have to check if they've got a Twill and Julie Andrews on flight.ta for the Austria trip.
Might be.
Daniel, where would I suggest to jump in on the flight plan now? If you take off from Ensheim, which is Lima Foxtrot Sierra Tango, that's the nearest airport to Strasbourg, which is where we are about to arrive. And yeah, we'll be spending a little bit of time exploring Strasbourg, so you can join us there. Good morning, Captain Toby. How are you? Full of... Oh, you're still ill, Ian. I'm sorry to hear that. No, fair enough. You relax. Thank you, Geddes. Welcome to the stream.
Well, we've got lots of interesting facts about Strasbourg.
Do you know, I've got a few. Yeah, I've got a few. I've got one sort of in... Yeah, no, I have. I've got a few. Hold on to your hats.
Well, there's one big scandal about it, but I'll see if you mention it.
I think I will be.
Stewart prolificacy.
The poor grannies below are getting flashbacks to squadrons of planes thundering low overhead. Yeah. Doing good. I'm pleased, Toby. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Everything, touch wood, and I am literally touching my wooden door at the moment, has gone okay so far today, unlike yesterday where everything had gone wrong several times by now. I should speak for myself. Marcus is having a bit of a nightmare today, but...
You had a few crashes yesterday, didn't you, Marcus?
Pardon?
You had a few crashes yesterday, didn't you?
Only once, but well, I fixed it. Oh, it's working, so... You know, Profi can handle the couldn't click in the meantime, yeah. You know, at the beginning you're totally frustrated, but after you have it 3, 4, 5 days, you become relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well I say I took 7 weeks off the sim and it just relaxed me. I just don't worry about it. Just got away from it.
I would still not recommend live weather, by the way. I've just had a little look at it. It's not for us. Can Xbox and PC players play on the same server, Swifty? I think so, but I'm not sure. Does anyone know for sure?
Yes, you can.
Ah, there we are. Yes, you can. Thank you.
It works. So my friend got the game, and I put him in a A320 Neo.
Yeah.
For his first flight.
Right.
That sounds fun.
And we did a flight from. It was actually, I think it was from Orly, from Paris Orly to Bordeaux.
Yeah.
And well, he kind of landed at the next airport over, but he did land. so it was fun.
Good. And he was on Xbox and you were on PC?
Yeah.
Was he in the default A320?
Default A320.
Oh, dear.
And I was telling him what to do all along the way. It was a nightmare.
Oh, we can see the Cathedral of Strasbourg in front of us.
We can. I'm making my way to it now. And I'm gonna tell you my fascinating Strasbourg facts as we head towards the cathedral, and hopefully I won't crash it. So it's the legislative. I'll try again. It's the legislative capital of the EU. And the story that I think Steve was referring to is that during the Middle Ages, many French soldiers suffered from syphilis and were kicked out of various towns around France. They were sort of banished because they were considered unclean. But there was a specialist hospital in Strasbourg called the Hospice des Véroles, or des Vérolles, which was set up specifically to treat venereal diseases. And the local Germans began referring to syphilis as the French disease because it seemed to specifically afflict French soldiers.
Well, that deserves a clap, Phil.
Was that the story you were referring to?
No, the fact that European Parliament moves here and then moves back to Brussels and it costs a fortune.
They've still got quite a lot going on in Strasbourg, though, haven't they?
I know, but they to keep the French on side because they don't need to move, but it costs some ridiculous amount of money to set up in Strasbourg for a time. And then they move back to Brussels again. Well, just to keep the French on. Apologies to any French people.
Another fact about Strasbourg, surprisingly, the French national anthem, La Marseillaise, is from here.
Ah, yeah, I didn't know that.
Neither did I.
Okay.
And Strasbourg has changed hands 4 times between France and Germany.
Yeah.
And many older people in Strasbourg speak Alsatian, which is an old German dialect, which I also didn't know until I Wikipedia'd it.
Like German Shepherds used to be called.
Yes.
Alsatian.
I presume they originate from around here as well, right?
I think maybe.
So yes, have a little look around Strasbourg, and hopefully Daniel can join us. Here's the cathedral, which also looks like an Asobo handcrafted jobby. I'm not sure. But yeah, the rest around it is pretty good photogrammetry, I think.
The cathedral should be an Asobo thing, but, well, I don't know.
It looks noticeably different from the surrounding photogrammetry to me.
Okay.
I think that's the cathedral I'm looking at. Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, I've got one on and it says it.
I
Sorry?
just found a building. Sorry.
No, go on.
I just found a building which looks like a roll of toilet paper. I posted a screenshot.
Right.
No idea what that is.
That's the European Parliament.
Okay, that fits.
I guess. I don't know it.
It's not quite as pretty as I thought it was, Strasbourg, I have to say. It's all right, but it's no Luxembourg, is it?
Oh, okay, so that's Lima, Foxtrot, Sierra Tango over there, and that's is that an Orbex? France VFR, that's a France VFR airport, Payware.
Yeah,
Oh, is it? Right. And this is Neuhof, which I didn't know was here. This grass field down here. LFGC.
But it looks not so bad.
No, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel that I tested out photogrammetry fixes for San Paulo and all of them work. San Paulo had a bit of a mess. It looks like craters with motorways on sometimes.
Oh, that's a shame.
But it's alright because when we take off of this bus trip, we just really go out of San Paulo straight away.
Okay, cool.
And the only thing that seems the point of interest is tons of football stadiums.
Okay,
But,
right.
Amble just landed on a road
Did they?
in the middle of Strasbourg. Yes.
But where's the toilet paper?
Silver said we'll have a look around Strasbourg, so I landed there.
And why not? They move between Strasbourg and Brussels. Yes. Sorry, I've missed quite a lot of YouTube chat. Ian, I haven't done a video on how to fly the PA-28. No, I haven't. Where are we heading to? We are heading to Altenrhein, St. Gallen-Altenrhein on Lake Constance via Freiburg. Freiburg's our next stop. Daniel, you're in. Excellent. Welcome. Right, in that case, I think we'll do one more low pass around the cathedral. I still want to try and find this toilet paper building. Never mind.
Well, I find the European Parliament, but I don't know, is it a toilet paper thing?
Right.
The toilet paper thing is on the other side of the river by not far from a bigger train station. Or at least, I'm not sure if the train station, lots of train tracks over there.
I'm passing a big railway line at the moment. I'm on the north side of the river.
Yeah, that's a European.
It's behind. It's on your left somewhere, Filbert.
On my left.
Somewhere on your left over there. Maybe a bit behind you.
All right, let me do one more loop, see if I spot it.
I wonder if the European Parliament's done what it's done to Brussels and says it dominates.
Say that again, sorry.
So I wonder if the European Parliament in Strasbourg has done what it's done in Brussels, because it went to Brussels and it's sort of, I mean, I was going there on European business.
Yeah.
But it's sort of dominated the whole town, really.
Yeah.
It's a bit tedious.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, they have to move every 2 weeks. Yes, with all their papers and computers and so on. Yeah, so you can imagine how much money and how much logistic skills are needed to realize it. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But they wanted to have it, so.
There was some sort of concession to the French, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Probably the goal kicked up a fuss. Man, I suppose the town earns loads of money off it. And I'm a pro-European, so pro-EU, but even I think it's outrageous.
It is.
Nah, I can't see it. It doesn't matter. I'll come back in my own time and have another little look. Right, so from Strasbourg, we want to head heading 190.
Yeah, follow the
river. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, don't head heading 190. Let's do a low and slow flight along the river. That's the plan here, isn't it? I'd forgotten.
I'm on pause till you'll catch up with me because I'm to the autopilot.
So this is the Rhine we're following now, which we're going to be following. You're not going to be following it directly because it takes quite a winding course, but it's going to be with us for most of our route. It's absurd how much it costs to move them back and forth. Yeah, I can imagine. You're back. Welcome back, Linus. Welcome back. Do you think that was a different Dingo we saw at that airport? Because he's not. Oh no, he's there. He's there.
He's with us, yeah.
Yeah.
He's behind you.
Yeah.
But not in the chat and not here on the.
He's not on the chat.
No, no.
No.
And he's flying an F300. I don't know that aircraft actually. Is that a?
That's the extra 300.
Yeah, the aerobatics
Nice,
one.
nice.
Is Astro Midas flying with us?
Yeah,
that's
that's
me.
Mark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dingo. So I was just. No sooner had I said I hadn't seen him, he's just right there by my left wing. Dingo, as you're in an aerobatic plane, I'm going to watch you now until you do some nice aerobatics for us.
He's diving.
He is. There we go. Is he going to do? He's going to. Ooh, look at that! Look at that! Perfect loop. That was well worth asking for, wasn't it?
That's nice.
Yeah.
The extra was one of my favorite planes back in FSX when I first started.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say started simming because I crashed that plane most of the time, but yeah, started
Yeah.
getting into flight. Well, not really flight simming, but
Yeah.
trying around a little bit with a flight simulator. Let's call it that.
Yes. Yeah, we've had an extra for years and years. There was one in FS95, I think.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Where do you get the extra from for this game?
It's a default, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
I think. I haven't flown it myself, but I'm pretty sure it's one of the default planes.
It should be, but maybe it's not in the standard. I think it should be in the standard, shouldn't it?
I thought so, but yeah, it might not be.
I'll go check.
If you want some carbon, Spitfire's good for all that. Oops, and everything.
That's true, yeah. Now this is the bit where I decided we could do some proper VFR and follow a road off from the river. But I honestly can't remember where the road was, and it's not on my plan. So I think we might not do proper VFR. We'll follow the river until waypoint 2 instead.
Is that the Alps in the distance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here near to that area, it's the Black Forest. But later on, we are the Alps. That's right. And I have the next crash to desktop, just to mention it for the statistics.
Oh no.
The extra 330 Lima Tango is available in all editions of Flight Simulator 2020.
Cool. Cool, yeah. Aerobatics for all.
Well, but maybe we should open a book of Boom and record all the crashes on the roof.
Well, I really think it's something with memory, because it mainly happens when I'm outside of the airplane and steering it in that way.
How much memory have you got, Marcus?
Oh, 32. Yeah. So from the PC configuration, it shouldn't be any problem at all.
I know, yeah, because I think I've only got 8 or 16, I can't remember. So I don't think it's a memory problem.
I have
It's
no
weird.
overclocking, nothing. Yeah, it's strange.
This sim just seems to crash different computers with different speeds and higher speeds and stuff. It's weird.
Doesn't really make any sense. My sim crashed left, right, and center yesterday all the time, and I didn't uninstall anything, and it hasn't crashed so far. So, yeah, don't know.
Yeah. Maybe the servers were just having a really bad day yesterday. Could be as simple as that.
Mind you, because I'm in Eastern Europe, I've got a theory about the servers, because when I download updates or installs, it's super fast. And I think there's less people in Eastern Europe that own the sim. It's expensive, obviously. Because everybody else crawls. Remember when and I've never had a problem at all. So maybe it is a server problem.
Yeah, maybe.
But I mean, Eastern Europe service Microsoft. So
How do you switch servers for downloads?
I don't think you can. I think it's just down to Microsoft where the servers are.
Okay, because when Sim Update 5 came out, I was getting 250, 280 megabit download speeds on the packages.
Me too. Something like that.
That's amazing. I was getting about 40 if I was lucky.
Wow, that's bad.
Well, you play
Yeah, for me the problem was never so much the download speeds. It was just I was downloading small packages over small packages and then always stopping to process them and then continuing the download. So it's like half the time was just spent unpacking and waiting for the next download.
Yeah, exactly.
Stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid. I've never seen anything install like that until this sim. It's mental.
Well, they did hire a bunch of amateurs, didn't they? We haven't got it. Well, didn't they have one game out or something when they were hired?
I don't know.
Apparently.
I mean, they have done a hell of a job overall for a small
For
software
amateurs, they've been
house.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think their development structure and team is just, it's not Ubisoft, is it?
Farmer Beaver says the crashes are really random. I only had one random C2D since SU5, and that was in the PA28T, just putting along. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason.
I'm jumping now in the extra. So let's take that one.
Okay. There you are, Dingo. You're inspiring the world to do aerobatics.
Yeah.
I have a stupid question for model matching for VetSim.
Yeah.
Is there a set of liveries for planes which you don't fly? So I don't want gigabytes of data just sitting there. So for good model matching, but are there any lightweight liveries or packs of liveries where you can use just for the model matching?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In my Discord server, if you go to there's a guide section and there's a VATSIM model matching guide in there, and there's a link in there to a Discord server where you can download exactly that.
Wow. Okay, that's fantastic. I'll do that.
I would propose. I was asked several times for that. I'm actually writing an idea how I manage it, and I have no problem with that. Philbert, when I'm right, you're talking about the EVAO model matching.
Yes, but the new one that sort of you don't actually have to join up to IVAO and download their client.
Exactly.
The one that Mark found, because mine was not up to his standards. That one.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. So, but nevertheless, there is an tool, a model matching installer too, yes, which gives you a possibility of the mega livery package to choose that livery you would like to have. You mustn't download everything. Yeah. Personally, I chose 80 airliners. So I have a combination of several. I have some liveries with very high quality, what I would like to have, for example 747 of Lufthansa or British Airways and so on, because then when I see them on the airport, I want to see it in high detail. And then I have that mega pack, and on the third level I have that IVAO file. So, and that's a combination, and in meantime, I'm matching around about 95% of all airplanes on the ground.
It does sound good. It does sound good. It depends how much energy you've got to create, because you've got custom VMR files as well, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, even there is a great tool called Model Matching Magic, which explores your community folder for liveries and create a VMR file automatically.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. Yeah, so you can use any or all of those methods. Personally, I just use the IVAO one, and I accept that some planes are going to look like generics because I'm not super fussed. But yeah, you can get really good model matching if you're prepared to put in, you know, download some additional liveries for the A320 and that, and use model matching magic, which I might do one day. I might do when I've got a bit more time.
And by the way, sorry to interrupt. By the way, in YPilot, you can choose one livery as a generic airplane. So you mustn't see the default from Microsoft when you said, okay, I want to have that livery, when you don't have any matching at all. Sorry.
No, thank you. Oh, I've just gone to live weather, and it's not ideal because the clouds are very low, but it might be flyable now, I think.
Perfect.
Yeah, just switch to okay-ish.
Okay-ish, yeah.
Okay, it's raining on mine. Wow.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea why.
No.
I'm rain and in a cloud.
Okay. Maybe you're higher than me. These do look like rain clouds. I'm just a bit below them.
To 1,900 feet at the moment.
Okay, no, then well, you're 200 feet higher than me. But yeah, there are clouds about. I think we're not quite there yet with the weather. I'm just going to try and do a little bit of threading my way through clouds and see what happens. But anyway, we're making a left turn off the river for those of you who have been following me. And we're going direct to Freiburg on a heading of about 131. And I'm going to check the weather for Freiburg. Now we're sort of in live weather.
Oh, I'm ahead of you again. Shh. Sorry.
Freiburg, Meta.
Going down.
Oh, what? Is it EDTF? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Doesn't have a Meta, I don't think. No, this weather is not VFR weather. I'm going to go back again to overcast to avoid hitting a hill. But maybe when we take off from Freiburg, it'll be good enough. We'll see.
Mm.
So that being the case, we'll land on runway 34, I guess.
Are we landing here?
We're landing at Freiburg EDTF.
Okay. Wow. Autopilot off. Speed down.
Panic.
Gear down.
Parachute out.
There's no rush. If you feel free to do some circuits to lose height or whatever. Sorry, boss. I missed your arrival. JeffBoy2141 is here watching. Welcome. Satira was getting only 5 to 10 megabit. My God. Yeah, mine was definitely an overnight job. Yours must have been a several overnight job, I guess. So yes, I'm going to fly through a few little valleys here because the scenery is suddenly spectacular. Are these vineyards?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
It's called the Kaiserstuhl area, and one of the famous wines here in Germany came from here.
Nice.
So I'm on a right downwind right now.
Okay. And then you come over these hills and you just see the landscape ahead of you and then the mountains beyond them, and it's absolutely lovely. It is Keith, as far as I'm aware. I haven't actually flown it since Sim Update 5, so I don't know for sure. But as far as I'm aware, it's alive and well, yeah.
So Dingo, I have now a Robin, but we can do now our dog fights in the air.
Yes, I just downloaded some open flight maps, VFR maps for the nav map. It's actually looking pretty good. I think it shows the intended pattern for Freiburg Airport.
Okay.
Can you share the link too?
Yeah, I'm gonna post it on the Discord.
Perfect, thanks.
After I land though.
Yeah.
I'm right.
I wish I'd got some screenshots over those vineyards, but never mind. Oh, I'm going very much the wrong way now. Too busy focusing on pretty pictures instead of flying.
We're landing at the right airport. The wind is favoring you guys. At least that's what the sock says. Oh no, it's not. You should circle around. Sorry.
Have you in scenery too? It's a freeware scenery, I think so.
So it's a westerly wind, so it doesn't make a huge difference. But we'll land on runway 34 because that's what the wind favours. Assuming you're using one of the weather presets and not live weather. I don't know what the live weather's doing.
So just to confirm, we're landing at Echo Delta Tango Foxtrot.
Correct.
Correct.
Alright, switch the fuel to the fullest tank. So I'm on a left downwind, but quite a long way out. So far out, in fact, that you probably couldn't really call it a left downwind, so...
I'll just spot the airport and land at it. Not kind of nicely.
Hello PTSF plane viewer, welcome, how are you? Groggy, I imagine, if you've just woken up. Glad you could make it, though.
You won't fit, there's no parking. We'll have to park on the grass.
There's loads of parking.
I have the in-game import without any...
Oh, okay.
I didn't download anything.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you miss many things.
I have had serious problems with the add-ons for flights in the freeware with just random crashes or something. I've been hesitant to install anymore.
Fair enough. Right, I'm turning left base for 3-4.
Oh, that's a nice skid.
Yeah,
The person who just who just landed.
Bloody rudder on this plane drives me crazy. And I landed on, 60 knots.
We will have a look at Freiburg afterwards. We're going to take a little break at the airport, but as you can see, there's photogrammetry here as well. And also after the break, I'll tell you a little bit about the additional competition. Why can't I see the airport? Oh, because it's much...
Look to the IKEA building. Or
Oh,
the
yeah,
stadium,
yeah.
Or the stadium.
Yeah.
Nick Maniac just landed. No skidding.
I'm much closer than I thought. I'm rubbish at judging distances on Little Nav Map.
Yeah, it's sometimes a little bit hard.
Okay, so I'm going to be turning very short final, probably ruining both Simon and Cerebellum's landings.
Well, I'm coming in.
Yeah, come on in.
Cerebellum's coming in right now. I'm just watching you guys on the drone.
So, turning on a long final.
Oh, it's a spectacular approach over these buildings, so it's almost worth being far too close.
I don't have flaps, okay.
Yeah, it's a long runway, you don't need them.
Simon's down. Cerebellum's down right behind him. With no gear down.
Well, I'm rolling on something.
Is this a Freiburg airport?
You guys were
This
close.
is being weird.
Yeah.
Because I forgot about today and I unloaded all the scenery. So
Oh,
Shame. Well, we're having a break now. You could quit and reload and load them in if you wanted.
yeah.
yeah, especially
worth it.
later for the Lake of Constance, you miss many castles and old cities and so on. So even here, Freiburg, it's lovely.
Let me check.
Yeah.
Did I click it? Yeah, I probably did.
Luke, I'm sorry to disappoint you once again. No crashes still. Your registration is due. Are you joining us, Jeff? That's awesome.
It's
I'd
some
say I'm
narrow
really-
taxiways.
Really impressed with the scenery.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's good.
What's this?
Was
airport?
flying in real life sometimes here with a Cessna 172 and with an ultralight aircraft, and the ultralight is not my world. It's like you're flying with a plastic bag. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, that one who's crashed, that was me.
Oh, no.
Oh, great. Today is my day.
We're on Southeast Asia server, Jeff. Kaffel, good morning. Good morning. How are you? So yeah, find somewhere to park up, and I think what we'll do is we'll take a 10-minute break. Does that work for everyone?
Yeah.
Yep.
So back at 10 past the hour, 10 past 11 in the UK. Ultralights are like flying a little back. I went on one once in Thailand, and I loved it, but I was a lot bolder then. It was one of those, you know, what do you call the one? You know, the ones with the canvas wing that basically look like a hang glider with a motorbike underneath it. Fixed now. What do you? I can't remember what they're called now.
So sorry if I missed
Microlight.
it, but how long do we for how long do we stop here?
10 minutes. So back at 10 past.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
No worries. It's got pretty stuttery for me. Don't know why. I'll park up on this line of aircraft here, I think. That's a silly place to stand, Mr. Marsher. I'm not parking there. It's just as well. No, put your arms down. Not interested in you. You're good. You're thinking of flying somewhere today, Kaffel. What about from Freiburg to Altenrhein? What's the ICAO code? Echo Delta Tango Foxtrot, Jeff. Oh, it's bad parking. Poor form. That'll do. That'll do. Nice. Good morning, Evan. Hello, how are you? Yeah, but there are two types of microlight. There's the ones that basically look like small planes, and there's the ones that look like a hang glider with a motorbike underneath, and I can't remember what they're called. Right, I'm going to go and make myself a drink. Yeah, we do. It's got a bit of Simon and Garfunkel. You're an airliner. I'm an airliner pilot, Phil. But sorry, Kaffel, I'd forgotten this was beneath you. You are, of course, quite right. Oh dear. Is there a shortcut to turn on the user name tags? Not a shortcut that I'm aware of. You need to go into the options menu and then traffic, and then there's a toggle switch in there. Right, I'm going to get myself a drink. I will see you in 10 minutes or less.
found a livery for Filbert. Where's Piper? National Geographic livery.
Who's this driving through the static plains? Let's have a little guess, shall we?
Filbert, I found a livery for you.
Oh yeah.
Piper. It's in Discord in VFR group flights.
VFR group.
Lake
Okay,
photo.
looking now. Let's see.
Last photo.
Oh, that's awesome. That is really nice.
It's a Nat Geo Wild livery. It's amazing.
It's a what livery? Sorry.
National Geographic Wild.
Oh right, right. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Dear. Good. Right, I'm going to have a quick look at what the real world weather's looking like, because I do like flying in live weather, but no, it's gross.
It was raining, so not perfect now.
No.
Yeah, raining for me too.
What should we go for then? I think we maybe a bit of scattered cloud. Let's go for a bit of scattered cloud. I've had enough of overcast. I could cope with it if it was real and live, but I'm even going to bring the coverage down a little bit of that layer and that layer. Change the scatter. That looks nice. So what are you flying, boss? You're flying the, is that the Bonanza?
Yes, boss.
Oh, you're even in the chat. Welcome, boss.
I know.
What a unit. How are the teeth this morning? Are they, have they settled down a bit?
Actually, it's got better. I'm getting used to it now.
Good, yeah. I remember it from my braces. First day's horrible, and then it gets a bit better.
Yeah. Then two weeks later, then I'll go all back downhill again.
When you have them tightened?
No, because basically they put the top ones on only, so in 2 weeks' time we get the bottom ones on.
Oh right, nice.
It's just to get comfortable, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, this is the freeware Freiburg scenery, and it's really, really nice. Who is back in the chat? Is everyone back yet?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm back.
I hope you enjoyed my donuts on the ground.
I did. I was away. I saw the end of them. They could do with a bit of tightening up. That would be my. If you wanted feedback, that would be it.
You should. I may or may have not hit the control tower, but we don't talk about it.
So, what I propose we do then is we'll head to the runway threshold when we're ready, and then we'll see if everyone is here.
Which runway?
Good question.
The one we landed on, which was 3-4. Thank you, Mark. Now, I'll wait till we're all there, and then I'll tell you about the competition, which is very exciting. But there are a couple of people here who unfortunately are not eligible for reasons that will become clear. Am I going the right way? Left? Yes, I am. Full of self-doubt after this morning's escapade.
Someone's getting there quick.
He does still sound slightly scouse. You're right, Scott. I know.
Wow. As long as I don't lose my accent once I go back to school, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm around Americans 5 days a week. Just lose my accents, yeah.
You don't have any twinge of American that I've heard. Sometimes a bit Brummy. I'd say more Brummy than Scouse, but I can hear both.
If you heard me about 5 years ago, you'd be so surprised. I actually sounded like a proper South African, like the Afrikaans sound. It was crazy. Yeah.
You still sound mostly South African. It's just occasional hints of
oh my god,
Brummy and Scouse.
I just sound so convertible.
Must have been an extra, I think. No.
Oh my god.
I had too much faith in humanity that it was an extra that could actually do this stuff.
It was a C152 apparently.
Right, I started in with all the scenery.
Oh, good. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it more now. I'm just going to squeeze past you, Steve, because...
Well, I have to spawn on the runway to keep the pipeline.
Right. And wait for everyone to line up. Do I have any Gemini Jets molds? I don't actually, PTSF. No, I don't.
I have a massive collection of those Gemini Jets.
Do you?
Yeah, even when I went to the Seychelles, I could get I got a 380 Wildlife Emirates livery, which was amazing.
Oh, nice.
I have that right now.
Right, is everyone here? Is anyone left behind? No, look at you. You're all here. Okay, so let me try and explain this second competition, just for people in the chat. As we fly this next leg, there is going to... Right, so somewhere along our route, there is a strange artifact on the ground, a strange bleed-through from the satellite imagery. And I want you to spot it. And whoever spots it first will have the opportunity to choose any airport product on Orbex Direct for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I will add it to your account. So yeah, so you're looking out for something on the ground that shouldn't be there, and that's all I can say really. Good luck. And of course...
GPS?
Pardon?
Big.
Sorry, I missed all of that. Say again.
Yes, so I should fly by GPS, so I don't miss it?
Yeah, it's not bang on the GPS route. I'll give you one hint. It's going to be about a third of the way into the route. So just keep your eyes peeled on the ground. And that's it. That's all I can tell you, really. There may be more hints as we go along. I have no real concept of how hard this is. And Marcus isn't eligible. Let's go. Sorry, I'm about to go through someone. Who's in the 152? The 152, if you're listening and watching, I'm just going to warn you, you might struggle to keep up in that. I'm going to be doing 120 to 130 knots, which is a bit beyond its capabilities. Anyway, we're going to make a right turn. And fly over Freiburg. And Marcus is going to tell us everything he knows about everything in Freiburg, because I haven't done any research.
Thanks for highlighting it. Early enough.
Actually, I think, did I give anything on? No, it's not true. I do have some knowledge on Freiburg. I do. So it's the fourth largest city in Baden-Württemberg, after Stuttgart, Karlsruhe and Mannheim. And it has the longest cable car in Germany, which is 3.5 kilometers, 2.2 miles long, which runs from Günterstahl up to a nearby mountain called Schauinsland. And there's a small stone crocodile in the river. And you can buy some of the best sausages in Germany in the market here. That's all I have.
Well, the Bavarian wouldn't say that, but... yeah, right. And for one other thing, Freiburg has a huge university. And Freiburg is mainly a pilot project for green energy and so on. So the major is very concentrated on green projects and so on here. That's why the first photovoltaic installation were here, for example, in Freiburg in Germany. And that's why it's called a little bit a green city.
Interesting. And yeah, once again, the photogrammetry is really good, isn't it?
Yes.
So we're going to follow the valleys. Well, there's not that many valleys, but we're going to make a left down this valley anyway. And once again, thanks to Marcus for helping make this part of the route a bit more interesting than it originally was.
So are we following the GPS track or you?
Follow me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't be too high.
No, 1,500 feet should do. Was Mark with us when we spotted that artifact on the ground, Marcus? I can't remember.
There was one. I have no idea.
I think Melon
I
was
don't think
here.
I was.
No, okay, no, it's just.
I don't remember it anyway.
No, I think there were three of us, and I think Melon was the third. So yeah, that would make sense.
If I spot it and I recognise it, then I won't end.
I see. I knew I could rely on you, to be honest, Mark.
Me on that hand.
You don't know what it is, boss. You're eligible.
Exactly.
If you had known what it was, I'd probably
Exactly.
mute you for this leg.
Exactly. Good ideas.
Now, I'm not absolutely 100% certain I can remember where the valleys are from here.
I've got the slight problem that I'm ahead of you, so I can't follow you.
Yeah, but you're also very high, so you'll be alright. Where's Marcus? I'd feel a lot more comfortable if you were ahead of me. It's alright, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I can see a route that I think we'll take.
Gives it a little bit more power. Just look for the narrow area, so then you are right.
On my right.
No, you are right when
I'm right.
you have the narrowest valley found.
Okay,
So,
that's what I thought. I was then thinking that one to the right looks a lot safer, but no, we'll go with this one.
yeah, but I think so. There is a small, small route or road downstairs. So you have just to follow the road
Yes.
to the next lake.
Yes, Lake Titisee.
I am in a valley with a road, and it's more or less on the GPS track.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's the one. I think
Yeah,
that's
I'm with
the
you,
one.
Meriden. I'm behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this looks fine.
Filbert, you're slightly a little bit to the right. Yeah.
Oh wow,
Oh,
that's
no.
an interesting hill.
I'm
So now, Filbert, I am in front of you in 1 minute.
okay.
What is that strange hill? Kind of an overgrown rock.
Where?
Passing it right now.
I don't know. Have a look. Oh yes, it's kind of phallic.
Oh, to be frank, that valley is called the Hell Valley. No joke about that. Yeah, it's the Höllental. It's called the where the Dival lives. Yeah, so I think that's fair to bring you here to that area.
Why don't I fly inverted? Because I value my life.
The only one that can do that here is me.
Plus the Piper isn't certified for aerobatics, otherwise I would.
And guys, fly in the valley.
Yeah, Mark.
I am in the valley.
Are you though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you are. You are. Sorry, I apologise. I thought you were above it. Flight Sim 123. I am in the Just Flight Piper Arrow. Yeah, the thing sticking up. It was odd, wasn't it?
A very vertical road here.
Yes. Yes.
And then we are jumping over the hill here, then you find a small lake on the other hand side.
Can I take screenshots and not crash? Let's try.
And from that lake we go southwest to the next lake.
So the lake that we're approaching, Lake Titisee, is it was a glacial lake formed during the last ice age. For anyone who was wondering. Oh, hello. Track IR's gone wrong. There we are. Fixed. Have I? Yeah, we have done the Mac loop. We did that in as part of Bimbles Around Britain, which was my first series of group flights, where we toured the UK. It was awesome. There's a road going up, but there is a road going up a very steep hill. There was. You don't think what's in the standard version of the game? Swifty, don't apologise. It's fine. My pleasure. Are these group flights open to Filbert affiliates only? No. This is open to everyone. They're kind of rare. We do a group flight for Club Filbert Silver members every month. This is kind of a one-off, and then after this, Marcus is going to take us on a tour of the Alps down towards Milan. That's going to be for Club Filbert members only. But no, there will be group flights open to all in the future. But if you're into group flying, join Club Filbert. That's the take-home message, really. No, it's a lake, and it's accurate. The I think it is. You said last time we were here, Marcus, it is lower than ground level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like a very good idea, Swifty. If anyone is interested in joining Club Filbert, there's a join button below the video, and it tells you about all the different perks that you get at the different levels. But you know, some of the quotes we've had about Club Filbert membership is that you know, it's really changes your life forever. Simon said the other day, when people say you can't buy love, it's not true. They just haven't joined Club Filbert yet. So yeah, it's a good thing to do. Good thing to do.
The thing is, right? Like, my life was absolutely miserable. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a house. I had no girlfriend. And look at me now. I have...
Still no girlfriend. Still no house.
10 girlfriends. I tell them. 10. And they just came knocking to my door. And they just asked one question. Are you with Club Filbert Gold? Or just silver? Because if you're silver, only 5 of us are going to stay. If you're in gold, we are all going to stay. And to be honest, I told them, well, yes, I'm in gold, but I've already called 20 others who look much better than you because I can do it. And you can have this life too. The only thing you have to do is see that little join button, and it is small and it doesn't look like much, but believe me, it will change your life. It is literally a life saver, a life changer. You will never regret it, and I haven't heard of a single person that's come out of club failure.
No.
And that's probably because you're basically forced to stay, but I have never heard of one, and it's literally a game changer.
Yeah.
Simon, I'm bringing you into every stream from now on voice.
I'm just waiting for the lawyer to phone up now.
I'd feel a bit ninja.
There you are. We got your attention, Alex. There we are. Caffel has posted this done exclamation mark club Phil. There's nothing more we can do. There's nothing more we can do. Click the button now, or continue living the same miserable existence you've always lived.
I can't see where I'm going. I've got tears in my eyes.
Oh dear. I have some stories about this lake that we've just flown over. By the way, it's called Schluchtzee. It's a reservoir. It was dammed between 1929 and 1932 as part of a hydropower project. And in 1982, Schluchtzee became known as Schluchzee, which means Swig Lake, because the German football team of 1982 chose the area as their training camp, and some bad things happened because a lot of players got very drunk and showed themselves
Really?
up. Yes, apparently so.
Just for whoever's keeping up with the list, I just crashed.
Oh no. Who was that? Sorry, I didn't see your name light up.
Yeah, sorry about.
Oh, bad luck. It's not good. Not good.
Yeah, I've got my one a day down now.
Is the plane I'm flying in the standard version? No, it's a payware add-on flight sim 123. It's from Just Flight.
Best GA plane in the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Well worth the money.
Yeah.
Oh, did you get the Warrior, by the way?
I didn't. No, I thought I'm just never going to fly it because it's not as good as the Arrow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I bought it. I haven't flown it yet.
Right.
Yeah, I had the same thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be very similar, and I'm enjoying the Arrow. So why bother with the Warrior?
Yeah, exactly. You were here. You've been here, Satira, have you? Nice.
Phil, but have you flown the DC-6 yet?
No, I don't have the DC-6.
I thought you bought it with that big commentator thing.
No.
Oh.
It's really good. I fly it a bit, and it's really good.
How intimidating is it?
It's not that intimidating. There's plenty of help. So there's some good tutorials. You've got the automatic flight engineer, which actually, if you use that, it basically takes everything for you in terms of, the throttle, the thrust, getting all the pressures right, things like that. It does all the gear. It's like having a first officer that does all the extra bits and pieces for you. So you have to get the engine started yourself, or you can. It's a bit like the CRJ, where you can have it in a kind of ready to taxi state, or cold and dark. I really like it. I use it with VOR and use the kind of onboard autopilot stuff, and it's really good.
You do sell it well. I know a lot of people love it.
It's just so. I watched some videos on it. It's just so much plane to handle. I mean, I can barely cope with the CRJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
Satira says, one of my father's clients invited us here, went on a boat ride and it was beautiful. This is Baden-Württemberg, right? It is Baden-Württemberg, isn't it? Marcus?
Well, official political says yes, but the people who are living here say that no, it's only Baden.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Close to Schwarzwald, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
gotta say, you pronounce these names pretty good. Like, so many people would really struggle.
Well, I thank you. School German, you see. How many years? 5 years of school German. I can't speak it very well, but I can pronounce it all right.
But still, a lot of people who even have lived here for a long time, they still struggle with the U's and R's and S and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, I can't imagine trying to learn German as a non-native speaker. It's really quite hard enough to learn German when you're like having a dialect that's pretty different from it.
Yeah.
So I really tip my hat to everyone who's even trying it, because it must be absolute madness.
I find the grammar very hard. But I think you can say the same for English. I think the same about English, especially when it comes to pronunciation. You know, two words that look like they should be pronounced roughly the same can sound totally different.
Yeah, the good thing I think with English is that even if you don't pronounce it quite right, you basically can still figure out what a person means.
Yes.
And in German, I think it's much harder, because they're like, well, there are really so many words that are just so similar to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just a slight mispronunciation, really, it makes it a complete another word.
Mm.
Yeah, literally, it's like English has fairly simple rules, but more exceptions than rules. For German, it's kind of the other way around. There are exceptions, but the rules are more complicated, so there are slightly fewer exceptions.
Mm. Polish, I mean, I don't speak a word of it, but written Polish looks very, very difficult to me.
Polish is supposedly one of the hardest languages in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Hungarian's even worse, isn't it?
Many Polish people don't speak Mongol Polish, but don't worry about it.
Okay, Philbert costs another crash for me. It's unbelievable today.
Oh, I saw your plane just disappear.
Yes, I don't know why.
No. Satira says you should try to learn German for the uni. Oh boy, I can imagine. We're on the Southeast Asia server, Martin. Do my tail numbers usually stand for something? Usually there's some variation on Filbert, but this one, no. This is so Golf Bravo Golf Kilo uniform is the real world Piper that they actually modelled this on, like right down to the scuffs on the floor and the the shape of the panel and everything like that. So I fly this one as it's a default. Just taken off from St. Gallen, you can see a large black blob of overlapping player nameplates descending on the lake. Oh, good. We'll see you soon then, Peter. Oh, Morris, not now. Morris has turned up to complain about his breakfast. I made him some very nice food, but he doesn't like it, so now he's come to sit on my lap and shout at me until I make him something else. Morris is also my cat, I should hasten to add.
I was wondering if you're a kid or some other pet.
So those of you who are interested in this latest competition should really probably start paying extra attention to the ground after we pass Schaffhausen, which we're just coming up to now. I think. I can't remember exactly where it is myself, so it'll be fun for everyone. Cat sounds like the stall warning. Yeah, he does a bit.
Why is there... What the hell is that?
What? What, Moradin?
Skid marks on the ground.
Skid marks on the ground? Interesting.
I'm coming in for a closer look.
Yeah.
What the hell is this? Wow. skid marks on the ground next to the lake. Going through buildings. And at the end of the skid marks is a white blob, which looks like a...
Probably go a little bit higher.
Yes.
Oh, is that... Oh, did the satellite capture a plane?
Yes, it did. It did.
Wow!
So the skid marks are contrails.
Oh my god, that's so cool. How did you find this?
By chance. I can't remember who spotted it first. Was it you, Marcus? I think it was. No, because you had your Google off. It was.
Yeah.
I think it was Melon. I think it was Melon who spotted it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Wojtek. You have won your choice of Orbex Airport add-on for MSFS. Let me know afterwards which one you'd like.
Thank you.
No worries.
It's right on the route.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, you have to go higher. I was about 2,000 feet, I think. And I just saw those weird skid marks on the ground.
Mm.
Good spotting.
Yeah, very good, very good.
I'm circling over it right now.
You've unfortunately just after you spotted it, you dropped out. I can't see you anymore.
I'm still circling over it.
Okay. Yes, you've popped back in now. You've popped back in.
2,500 feet or so.
Mm.
Wow, that's so cool.
So what it is, Caffel, the satellite captured a. I think it's a 4-engine plane of some sort, isn't it?
It is 4 engines, yes.
And so yeah, there's like a little. You can see the contrails. You can see the plane itself. We're not there yet, but once I'm there, I'll show you.
I assume 747 or A380.
Yeah, I'd assume so as well. Unless it or some sort of Russian plane. I can't remember what it looks like, to be honest. We'll see. Are the rest of you still there? Yes, you're all still. Well, most of you are still there.
Wow, this is amazing.
Jeff, you still there? I can't see you. Oh, no,
and
gone.
you have to enable big maps too. Yeah?
Yes, that's true. Yeah, you have to have the big maps on to see it. Could be an A340. True. You knew it'd be an A, did you, Castle? Are you flying with us, PTSF? I didn't realise that. Are you Oski too? And I haven't actually talked about the main giveaway for the YouTube people for a while. So we're giving away 2 copies of MM Simulations St. Gallen-Altenrhein Airport, which you will see at the end of this flight. And to be in with a chance of winning, you just have to answer this question. Which is the only city served by scheduled air services from St. Gallen-Altenrhein? Just a one-word answer in the chat. And the draw will take place after we shut down the engine at the end of the flight.
Can you guys see it?
Not yet, I'm not there yet. I don't think.
Looks great. It looks kind of like the plane crashed.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
And the ground markings look like all the stuff that it took with it.
Oh, so you couldn't have seen it then, PTSF? Oh, yes, here it is, we're coming up to it now. And you can see the contrails here. And I'm keeping a bit of altitude because it's easier to make out from up here. Yeah, there it is.
Kind of looks like an A380.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is. 4 engines. And you can see the light refractions on the edges.
Yeah. It's just quite cool, isn't it? I mean, obviously it shouldn't be there. I'm quite glad it is.
Yeah, the proportions look like an A380.
They do, you're right. Yeah, the giant wings. I think it is an A380.
Maybe. I mean, just maybe that's one of the planes flying out of Zurich, or flying to Zurich rather.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, could be complete coincidence, but Zurich is was a pretty big hub for the A380s, considering the whole satellite imagery is about 7 years old.
Yeah.
But for contrails, when they started in Zurich or landing in Zurich, I would say that's and to make contrails you must be much higher. Huh? Mustn't you?
Yeah, I don't think the A380 has that great of a climb performance.
No, it's not a crash tweed we went. It's just it was a plane that was flying in the sky, and when the satellite went over it and took the photo, it made it look like it was on the ground, I guess. Yeah.
I wonder if there's a website listing all these funny things.
Yes, I wonder.
Just tried live weather, and it's still pretty miserable.
Oh, shame. Well, we were lucky with the weather yesterday.
It's like Google Maps, street maps when they catch somebody, you know, on the street. One of my friends is in Google Street.
Oh, really? Yeah. There are people who go out and try and do things as the car comes past, aren't there?
Yeah, my wife and I are yelling, jumping up and yelling and waving our hands
Really?
at the Google car.
And you've made it into the imagery?
Yeah. It was like 2013, I think.
Marcus, you'll be pleased to see someone in a helicopter here.
I just jumped back here in the Piper, but I was thinking about it. I see. He just go over me.
Yes. So this is what's this? Is this Reicher now? Yes, Reicher now, isn't it?
I have a funny aviation story. Well, slightly terrifying, but funny in retrospect. My dad had they had some sort of business retreat with all the families. This was back in the 90s, I think. And we were in the Bahamas, and we went to the airport in Nassau, and it was basically a pen. I think that's the best word. The terminal was a pen straight next to the runway, and then the planes were on the runway, and there was a hangar behind it. And the plane was delayed. We didn't know why. And suddenly they mentioned over the intercom that there's a problem with the plane. They have to fix it. So this guy comes out of the hangar, just in a pair of cargo pants, with a pair of pliers.
Yeah.
And some wire, and he starts taking apart the panels on the wing and tying the wire around something. So basically, half the people in waiting for that airplane went over to the GA apron, and they had a lot of planes to rent over there, as in with pilots. You can get a flight. And my parents were dragging me. I was about 10 years old back then, so I don't remember much of it.
Yeah.
But we went up in a Piper or a Cessna. I don't recall right now. I think it was a Cessna because it had the wings up high.
Yeah.
And we were flying back to Florida, to Miami in that plane, and it was definitely not VFR weather. There were storms left and right, big clouds, and the guy, he was an ex-Navy pilot, and he was just dodging the clouds. And I think it was I was up in the front seat next to him. My parents were behind, and they had their vomit bags handy.
Yeah.
So bad. And there's, I think, 2 seats behind us where our bags were. And I was loving every second of it. But in retrospect, I probably should have been terrified.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of being a child, right? You're not terrified of things that should terrify you.
Yeah.
It does sound preferable to going up in the plane that had just been fixed with a bit of wire.
So, Filbert, we would like to go to Mainau first?
Yes. Yes, please.
Oh wait, I'm off track again, am I? I'm over Constance right now.
Yeah, a little bit to the
Oh,
left.
I should have gone to that island.
Yeah, it's
my,
alright.
my autopilot freaked out again.
It's alright. We can spend a bit of time circling this island. You should come back and land on it in a helicopter. That's a lot of fun. But
What helicopter should one get?
the Freeware H135 is brilliant.
Okay.
Is Ben still living there?
Well, there's a bit of a conflict over this island now because Ben claimed it originally, but then Melon Lord saw it and he was like, "No, I'm having that." So I don't know. I don't think either has moved in just yet. But it's going to get nasty.
It'll be something to do with the fact that you sink into the train when you try and land on it.
Yeah. Yeah, Marcus, tell us about Insel Mainau.
Well, Insel Mainau is absolutely very famous tourist spot here on the Lake of Constance. First of all, the Lake of Constance, we have here 3 countries meeting each other. It's 4. It's Switzerland, Austria, and Germany. Right now we are flying over Germany. We pass from Freiburg already Switzerland. And this isle is just as background for the lake here, and it's about 255 meter deep, even from the ice age, the rest of it. So, and Insel Mainau is known as the flower island because
this lake 255 meters.
255.
255 meters. That's amazing.
Deep, yeah. And this. This island is known as a flower island because the main thing is gardening and do some classic concerts and other concerts here on it, and the whole year you see the beautiful flowers of each season. That's why it's called Graf. I don't know, is it a lord or something like that? A family who owns that? It's a private island.
I think it's a duke. I think I read a duke.
Oh, a duke, yeah. Bernadette is one of his daughters. She organized actually everything right now, and you will meet here thousands of tourists each year, hundreds of thousands, I would say. Yeah. Well, and that scenery is matched perfectly with the gardener houses and the family castle on it and so on.
Yeah, it is beautiful. And I rather wished I'd claimed it first, really, before Ben or Melon. You can see Eggy-Gard there with his helicopter hovering, getting a proper look. And this is why I say come back in a helicopter if you have a chance. I'm going to go as slow as I can over it.
What kind of controls would you suggest for a helicopter?
Rudder pedals and a stick is all you need, a stick with a slider.
Yeah.
Rudder pedals are kind of important, I think. It's much easier to stop it yawing with pedals than it is with a twist axis, but I've done both. It is doable with just a stick.
Yeah. Eckhart has now the best plane with his helicopter.
Yeah.
Dive it deeply.
Yeah, it's just beautiful.
And on that lake side, on the eastern lake side, this is one of the places, there are not many here, where you can throw out your anchor when you're here with your motorboat or your sailing boat. That's why you're meeting many sailing boats and motorboats here to do lunch, breakfast, and all that kind of stuff.
All right. Nice. Ah, Egard has landed on the lawn behind the house. Unfortunately, I don't have the helicopter activated, so he looks like a plane for me. But still, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Okay, Kreuzlingen?
Mm-hmm. Little nav map. It's strange. Sometimes a little nav map says me it's already running, but I don't see anything, and I have to go to the task manager, get it rid of, but even then it's not starting. After 4 or 5 times doing that procedure, then it's starting.
Yeah, I've had the same with it. I've had exactly the same. Or it will start, but it won't show me my location no matter what I do.
Yeah.
To be honest, it would have made probably more sense to go to Kreuzlingen first, but never mind. We're zigzagging across the lake for the remainder of this flight.
So do we go to Constance or Kreuzlingen?
Sorry?
Do we go to Kreuzlingen or Constance?
I'm not sure where the boundary is. Kreuzlingen, I think.
Kreuzlingen in Switzerland.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm flying there, so I think, where's the harbour? Is that Constance or is that Kreuzlingen?
That is Constance.
Okay, Constance then. On little nav map, it actually shows Kreuzlingen and Constance in kind of the same place. I don't understand it.
Yeah, they are near. Yeah, you're right. They are not so far away.
Hmm. Satira is saying that you should have proper rudder pedals. I tend to agree. I've got cheapo rudder pedals, and it's okay because I've got the special grease which makes them better. But yeah, I sort of wish I'd stumped up a bit more cash for better ones.
I have a set of rudder pedals. Luckily, my friend, because I bought the honeycomb, I had a joystick. I had a Logitech setup, the joystick with the throttle quadrant, but mainly for space simulators. And I decided to go all out, and I got the honeycomb Bravo and Alpha.
Oh, right,
and
nice.
I completely didn't think about the pedals. And luckily, my friend, I tried flying without pedals, and it was a nightmare. So my friend lent me his spare set, and I'm waiting for honeycomb to put theirs out.
Yeah. I might be tempted by the honeycomb pedals, I think, when they're out. Elliot says he flies... Sorry, Elliot's just said he flies with a joystick and has no problem flying helicopters. There you are, so it can be done. Carry on, Marcus, sorry.
Yeah. Philbert mentioned already, there are 2 cities close to each other. On the south side, it's Kreuzlingen, that's Switzerland. On the north side, west side, it's Constance, where we see here the beautiful textures downstairs. And in every August, there is one battle between these cities. They do fireworks. Yeah, so first, it's always Germany starting with their fireworks, and then Switzerland is starting. And to be frank, normally Switzerland wins. The last time we had hundreds of drones make an illumination with LED lights on the sky. It was so amazing too, but even when they use normal fireworks, it's fantastic what Switzerland is doing here.
Is it an official competition with the fireworks, or just people?
No, it's between the 2 cities, yeah.
Okay, but there are official judges and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
Do the judges come from Austria to be neutral?
Yeah, good idea. I have no idea. Well, even Green Party, the Grünen, here were complaining about it because it's a pollution and all that kind of stuff. So I can't get it.
I loved fireworks until I got a dog which was terrified of them.
Yeah. Because for animals, it's it's a horror.
Is there a way to reduce the amount of trees, as NYC is full of them? I think there might be a mod that gets rid of them. I'm not sure. I haven't used it myself, but it does ring a bell now you've asked. So my rudder pedals are not... they're not stiff. They're all right now. They're all right now. I've put this special grease on them. I just find them a little bit jerky. A little bit jerky. It could be smoother. And I think that's the difference between, you know, the £80 rudder pedals and the £200 rudder pedals probably. It's just how smooth they are.
So, next city will be then Meersburg, heading 050.
Cool. Flying FS says, could we fly over Berg TG? I don't know what that is.
TG.
EG, I don't know either.
Pardon, Simon?
I don't know Berg TG either, so it's most likely not in Austria as well.
I think that's a no then, Flying FS, I'm afraid. Sorry. Yes, Meersburg.
Meersburg. Oh, this is actually where we are flying right now.
Yeah.
And from Meersburg is a ferry crossing the lake to Constance and down to Bregenz once a day or something like that.
Ah, okay.
I have a question. If you look at my plane, if you have the nameplates on, I see Filbert flies us in a P28R, which is the regular Piper.
Yeah.
I'm in the turbo. What does it say next to mine? Is it P28U or S?
It also says P28R.
Okay.
Berg is apparently a town south of Kreuzingen. We don't have any scenery for it, so I don't think it would look particularly spectacular.
Bregenz?
Meersburg.
Ah,
Berg.
My city.
yeah. Meersburg. Yeah, when you don't have the scenery, you don't see that old city.
But I do have the scenery, and it looks lovely.
Oh yeah, nice. It's flying over.
Watching Filbert's stream, flying yourself is not easy.
No, no. I know.
And Meersburg was founded by Dagobert. I don't know is he in relation with Dagobert Duck, but he founded here that castle in the 5th century or something like that. Yeah.
Nice. I'm going to do one more loop over Meersburg.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, I've had a few moments like that. Very nice.
I wonder what a VATSIM controller would make of us if we were alive.
This is not a control area.
Really? So anyone can fly here?
In VATSIM, yes. In real life, even too, but then you have to stay 1,000 above.
Okay. That must make life hard for the Zeppelin pilots.
Yeah.
On my charts, it shows around Friedrichshafen Airport as the next, controlled airspace.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, by the way, someone asked what to do when I'm flying as a VFR to an airport like now. So, I would say now when we are flying now to Friedrichshafen, you would now contact the ATC of Friedrichshafen. I'm 5 minutes away, eastern from Friedrichshafen, approaching to land.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, Flying FS lived in this town Berg in his childhood. That's why I was interested in seeing it.
That's about 10 miles out or so. So 10 miles is fine.
Yeah, so 5 minutes, it depends on your aircraft.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And as mentioned, when there are charts here for little nav map with the VFR charts, then normally you see there the reporting points where you can fly in and out. Yeah?
Okay. So,
I see it.
Cerebellum posted a link in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
It's called VFR map for Little Nav Map, and I installed it, but it crashes Little Nav Map for me.
Okay. Works for me. I can actually see for Friedrichshafen reporting points W.
Thanks for the sub, Karis.
Normally there are 2 reporting points. In Stuttgart we have 4.
I can see 4 reporting points here.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, I can see Whiskey, Victor, Sierra, and Oscar.
Yeah.
Oh, and November even. 5.
Okay. So sometimes there are reporting points to fly out and to fly in. Yeah. And Stuttgart, for example, you have a reporting point Sierra, which is near, and you find these reporting points near landmarks. So for the VFR pilots, it's a little easier to identify it, a tower or a bridge or a hill or something like that. Yeah, and it's in the north. It's called, even when it's north, it's called Echo. Yes, and this is the tower. In the south, it's a bridge called Sierra. And to leave to the south, you are not allowed to fly over Sierra. You have to fly over Lima. So then it depends on which reporting point is to fly in and fly out sometimes.
So I've watched so many VFR VATSIM tutorial videos before my first flight. Nobody ever mentioned these maps. None of the videos.
Yeah, funny about.
Interesting, yeah. You'd have thought that would be a, some sort of VFR, and that would be essential, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Are we landing here? I'm sorry, I didn't check. No, we're not.
No, we're not landing at Friedrichshafen. We're going to overfly it and see where the magic happened for Marcus just a week or so ago.
It's really a magic.
And we're going to see my island as well.
Yep, we know. So, Maury, then, when you haven't seen it, there is a video. What was the video? From where you're flying to where?
Oh, I must upload it as just a single video. I'll do that. I will do that today.
This is your video, Filbert's video.
Yeah, so I did a live stream, and Marcus at the same time was flying in his Zeppelin, and so we connected through Discord, and he live streamed from his camera phone more or less the whole flight in the Zeppelin. It was incredible.
Wow.
Yeah. And I said we'll give it a go, and I didn't think it would work, but it did. It was amazing.
So, guys, you'll remember the situation what Simon mentioned. But even when you became, became a minimum silver member here in the club, Yeah,
Yes.
so you are forced to be to go in dangerous situation. Yes, in old aircrafts, nobody's flying again in it. Yes, no motor in front of you, no turbine. Yes, and yeah, sometimes you are forced to do these challenges.
Yeah.
They make fun. They make life fun though. So yeah, just
Yeah,
last week I was forced to go onto a mountain that was like you could barely breathe up there, but I had to do it because of Club Filbert, because I had to watch some airplanes and make pictures of them to confirm that deliveries were correct. So like the Flight Sim TO liveries, and I gotta say most of them weren't, but some of them were, and I almost died, but I actually can confirm that some are pretty good.
So yes, this is the town of Friedrichshafen. There's a pyramid down there, a bit like out the front of the Louvre. I don't know what that is. Is it a pyramid? Yeah, it is a pyramid. And this is Friedrichshafen Airport. And I don't know anything about Friedrichshafen, so if you have any insight, Simon or Marcus, or anyone really.
Well, the most important thing of Friedrichshafen is it was that point of aviation in Germany. There were many famous builders of aircrafts and so on here. Yes, that's why even today we have here MTUs, ZFS, and so on, and of course Zeppelin. Yeah, and here the founder of the Zeppelin had his factory here too, and the Hindenburg, everybody know that, was built here in Friedrichshafen. And in our days, the only thing what is left are two Zeppelins cycling around the lake. You can hire them or have a visit here, and sometimes the Zeppelin even crossed to England. Yes, there was one several weeks ago over London. Yeah. We are cycling a little bit over Europe, and yeah, it's very funny here to do that. Everybody to say that you have to do it once in your life. Yeah, it's such a pleasant place to fly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there won't be many World War II veterans left, but those who were, they must have been really, really terrified when they saw Zeppelin flying over London. Like, imagine telling the people in the late 1930s there will be a Zeppelin flying over London. Well, yeah. Probably they will.
But they were much bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
But nevertheless, even here in that area, when you talk about the military, here are many military factories producing weapons and so on. That's why that area here is known for that industrial too. Mm.
Just beautiful.
That's all I know about Friedrichshafen.
It's good. It's good.
Ah yes, there's a pyramid.
Yeah.
Nice. So basically, if you look down the Lake of Constance on a pretty much southern heading, you see that small bump of a mountain. So there is Altenrhein, and right behind it, like this valley, this is called the Rheintal, and in the Rheintal, that is pretty much the westernmost part of Austria. Oh. And you can really see how it's basically separated from all other all other Austrian states.
Mm. Because of the mountains.
Yeah, but the Arlberg, which separates Tyrol from Vorarlberg, you can't see it. It's more down, so it's more like situated more east of the part we're looking at. If you look down the Lake of Constance, and there's a tunnel there, which you drive for about, well, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so it's a pretty long tunnel, and it's actually the Alberg tunnel, and that connects Vorarlberg with Tyrol. And before it was built, it was really a struggle to get, especially in winter, it was a big struggle to get from Vorarlberg, the westernmost state in Austria, to any other state, because you had to pass the high mountain.
Right.
Is Arlberg where, what was that city called? There's a famous ski resort over there.
Favorite what?
Oh shit, sorry, I have to look on Google Maps, I forgot the name.
By the way, guys, we are approaching now to the island of Freiburg. Famous known as Lindau, but it does not belong any longer, and only diamond members are allowed to step on it.
Oh, San Anton or Sankt Anton.
Yeah, Sankt Anton, that is basically a very famous location for skiing.
Yeah, I
that
went
is,
there 20 years ago when I was young.
That is already in Tyrol, but funny enough, there's actually a Sankt Anton also in Vorarlberg, but that is called Sankt Anton in Vorarlberg. Because and that's probably the biggest shield you get, like the biggest how do you call that in English? Like when you
let's say
enter
the biggest party you can have when you would like to ski.
Yeah, but that's in Tyrol. That's not in Vorarlberg. Vorarlberg in general, it's not the greatest place to party. It's, well, Bregenz actually is. Bregenz is pretty nice. But other than that, it's more or less more of a, well, I wouldn't say boring, but it's quieter. Like people in Vorarlberg, they don't really like noise that much. There's actually only one airfield, and it's pretty much straight after. So if you head into to the Rheintal, it's basically 5 minutes from Altenrhein. And probably after we finish the group flight, I will head there, and then that will only be like a 5-minute car drive to my home.
Oh, right.
So, Robert, you remember now all the pictures from the Zeppelin and here the area? Yes,
yeah.
It's so fantastic. It's so real.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Oh, you guys live in a beautiful place. I'd love to live somewhere around here.
Yeah, me too. You can come and visit my island if you like. This is quite nice as well here.
Lindau's absolutely great. There's a ferry going from Bregenz to Lindau quite often. So it's Lindau is pretty much a big tourist attraction, and also there is the big Lindau Park. That's a really big shopping center, and a lot of stuff is very cheap there. So a lot of Austrians also travel by train or by car to Lindau and go shopping there.
That's why the station is so huge on that island.
Yeah. Also, the Austrian trains are actually, so the trains that are usually only driving in Vorarlberg, or in Austria rather, and only in the state of Vorarlberg, they're actually going to the Lindau train station. So you'll see Austrian trains in Lindau, but you won't see really German trains in Austria, or at least not in Vorarlberg.
Yeah.
The train station is really huge, and there's I don't know if you can see it on MSFS, but there's like a road crossing the rails, and there's like, I think it's really wide, like there's 6 or 7 rails, and there's a road crossing all of them.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, you can. I think,
is this your island?
This is my island. Yeah.
Nice.
And I think when I properly get it set up, I'm actually going to reduce the size of the station a little bit, because it does take up a big chunk of land that could be better used. So yeah, we'll reduce it to maybe 2 tracks, I think.
This is someone who's working for a train company.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we'll do
Yes.
another lap around there.
Austrians can stay in Austria. They don't need the rail.
Why is there a rail station on an island though? Does anyone know?
I guess to get people to the heart of it, the heart of Lindau.
Yeah, so
It must be something historical too, yes, because when you have your castle on it, you want to have the newest technology over there, so that's why they built a train station on it. No idea, just guessing, yes, because there is a castle on it, but yeah.
It does like you could walk quite easily from the mainland though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
you
It is a
can.
waste of
You can.
space.
There's a beautiful bridge that you can walk over.
Or maybe I'll get rid of the station entirely then.
In general, you have to say that people living in this area of the world, they're quite spoiled, and so they're also quite lazy.
Right.
Which means, like, we really have a fantastic public transport network. It's not the fastest, like often trains come only every hour or every half an hour, but it's really modern, it's clean, and yeah, a lot of people are still driving with cars, but it's, yeah, people like they don't like to walk, so
Right.
that's maybe also especially the tourism they get in Lindau. It's only guessing again, but it appears a lot of older people are also like going to Lindau, and often they don't, obviously they can't often walk anymore, so
Yeah.
I think we'll leave about two rails for the people coming
Yeah,
over,
but I don't have any old infirm Austrians in Club Filbert Gold, so I don't know. I don't think there's a
yeah,
need.
yeah, that's true. But you can still make a lot of money from them.
That's true.
And who knows? Like, if some of them are, maybe they're very willing to join Club Filbert Gold.
Yeah.
The tourists who come there, and some of them might not be like, yeah, it's. I mean, we all know how this game works, right? It's the older the people get, the more they forget, and the more they are likely to sub not only once but twice, or maybe even 3 times to Club Filbert Gold.
Yes, it's got a Club Filbert saga.
Dear.
Well, then it's literally Club Filbert Gold, right? It's for the golden people.
Golden
The
oldies,
gold-
yeah.
Yeah.
Golden oldies, yes.
Nampilan, good evening, and Ante, hello, welcome. And Dimitris, nice to see you.
It's lovely to fly here over the Altenrhein or to the Rhine Valley, by the way, on the other hand side of that island.
Yeah. Well, perhaps we'll do a little circuit round the this end of the lake, wherever the hell, the eastern end of the lake, and then and come in to land on runway 28 at Altenrhein, I guess.
You have still installed the scenery of Bregenz? So then you can show
Yes.
the opera on the lake.
Oh yes, of course. I'd forgotten all about Bregenz. Yeah.
Which is 28 Filbert, left or right?
Sorry.
Which is 28, runway 28, left or right?
Depends on from where you're flying.
It's the one not
number.
coming in over the. So you're coming in over the lake on runway 10, and runway 28 is the opposite direction.
Yeah.
It's the one you're coming in. Basically, you're flying.
See
You're
everyone-
flying right off the mountain.
You're flying clockwise around the lake to get to it.
Alright, got you, I'm on the right track.
But yes, we'll have a look at Bregenz first.
And the Rhine.
Bregenz, you see, in Bregenz, you see as I know, I don't know if in Austria, I don't know if there is one, the only opera theater on a lake, not at a lake, so on a lake. So it's very close. It's built on the water, and in the scenery you see it right now.
Yes, it's this. Have I got it? I don't think. Is it this?
Yeah.
I never.
Yeah, this.
Yeah. Okay.
Bregenzer Festspiele, it's called.
Yeah.
And it's pretty
It
much
just-
like the most famous thing about this part of Austria.
Well, Pete says that the station is so large because it used to be a terminus for ferries carrying freight wagons.
Oh, okay. Is that a horse track? Close to the football field.
Horse track.
Or
I
is
think
it
it's
that-
actually an athletic, so for sprinters and stuff.
Tracks and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But it might just be a football field also. It just
No, I think it's too small for a football field.
and you can see the train station of Bregenz, and it's a beautiful scenery when you drive with the train to Lindau, because you drive basically right at the lake. But the local people, they don't really like it, because like I said, they don't like noise at all, and even the noise of a basically almost noiseless train is too much for them, and they're searching since a lot of years. They're searching for something that the trains don't drive along the lake anymore, so people can enjoy sitting on the lake and go swimming, but they haven't found anything yet.
Right.
And that's why I'm always traveling here to Bregenz with a sailing boat. It's on the harbor there, and I'm once a year over there and stay here for 1 or 2 days, and yeah, enjoying here in that area and to do my sailings.
That's nice.
Really nice.
Also, if you don't have it's not much, but you can still, if you don't have any license, you can still rent really small and pretty much powerless motorboats or electric boats, and can drive out from Bregenz a little bit to the lake. You can't drive out like all the way, and you have to stay in the Austrian territory, but still it's possible.
I have a question, because in every country you have these licenses for motorboats, for sailing boats, and so on. Are they, if I have one from one country, does it work in other EU countries?
In general, yes, but not on this lake. Yeah, you normally you have sailing license or a motorboat license for lakes or for seas. Yes.
Yeah.
And even when you have it for lake and seas here, you're not allowed to sail or to do your motorboat on it. You need an additional license here on that Lake of Constance. Why?
Yeah.
Good question. I think to make money. The official answer is, there are 3 countries. That's a little bit different because of the signs and so on. I haven't figured out yet. So for me, it's just making money.
Do you need to pass an exam or something?
Yeah. By the way, I made my exam in Friedrichshafen here. Yeah. Where I made my exam for sailing overall. And yeah, you have to pass the exam.
So is this where you first learned to sail, Marcus?
No, that's near Munich on the Ammersee, but and I wanted to sail on the Lake of Constance too. That's why I decided to make then my exam here at Friedrichshafen.
Right. So I'm just turning final for Altenrhein 2-8 now. Is your answer the correct one? No, it's not, Demetrius. I'm afraid Thessaloniki is not the only city served by air from here.
Basically, you might just already be past it, but if you look down the Rhine into the valley, it's basically the border of Austria and Switzerland all the way. Almost.
Okay. Yeah,
like,
I did see it.
There are exemptions, but the city here right to the lake, which is still in Austria, this is the place that I used to live in. This is called Lustenau, and it's the biggest non-city, so it's basically the biggest village in all of Austria.
Oh wow!
Lustenau is Austrian, and then Rorschach is
right. Saint Margarethen and Rorschach is then Switzerland.
Okay.
Nice.
we have St. Gallen over here. Okay, I'm just looking at the map. Nice.
So I'm down.
Nice. Was it a good landing?
Not bad. Not bad.
Good.
I actually managed to land
today-
without problems this time.
Oh, good.
Today
One
we
bad
answer everything: aviation, sailing, geography, national, politics. Everything will be answered in the Club Filbert. Yeah.
There's one bad thing about these VFR flights for Filbert. I now want to get my PPL, get a plane, and just fly around Europe.
Yes, I know. That's exactly how I've ended up wanting to do it as well. We did the helicopter flight round here, and I think I said to Marcus, I'm going to get my PPL and come and fly out and see you. And then I booked a flying lesson.
And he has to do it. Yes.
So the funny thing is, I was tweeting about with my friends. We were tweeting about because they know I play Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we were tweeting about that they're tired of my tweets about the game, and then
Right.
they just get a plane and start flying. And then a few days later on YouTube, the first video at the top of my feed was, "Can you afford a private plane?" So Google knows all.
Yeah, it does.
And no, I can't. So
No.
that was. I checked out since I'm flying a Piper in the game. I checked out Pipers. A good Piper in Europe is 77,000 euros
Yeah.
and $30,000 in the US.
Yeah. Yes, I think.
Mark, you know, on your boat licenses, is that for the bigger licenses? Like, because you can get away with a lot of sailing around Europe without a license. Have you noticed? Because you can dinghy sail, which I learned on, and you can hire pretty decent speedboats in Greece without a license at all.
What's a dinghy sail?
You know, a small boat with a sail on, a single sail.
Okay.
And you can. I would suggest if you're going to do that, you need lessons. But you know, it's basically, I did it in a week. But you can pretty much sail anywhere with that. But if you want to go on to bigger things, then you've got to get a license.
You know, at the end, it's a discussion of the insurance. Yeah. Sometimes, even from the legal point of view, it's allowed. Yes. Many charterer don't accept it. Yes, because they have to pay the insurance and all that kind of stuff. Yes, and the insurance are asking for that license.
Yeah. But on dinghy level, I mean, in Germany, do they make you get a license for dinghies? You know, small sail.
Yeah, I know. The lasers and so on. Yeah, it's on that level. Yeah, but even when you would to go here on the Lake of Constance and for all internal lakes, you have to have a license, or you are in a school. Yeah.
Yeah, because I managed to do it all over the world: Thailand, Maldives, Greece. Coastal places tend to be okay.
I think all the countries that you mentioned are less strict on certain issues.
Oh yeah.
In Greece, it becomes more and more. I know that because European Union and insurance and all that kind of stuff. But Thailand, I have no idea.
Yeah, I've been out into the sea on catamarans in Thailand with no license at all. But someone was with.
Do you know, I can't actually remember where I thought the GA parking was here. Maybe we'll follow
far end
Esky.
where we stopped last time in the helicopters.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's pretty down to the far end. Yeah.
The western end.
Just let me check.
I think maybe on the I think I've seen planes on the grass. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll do a little taxi around the airport so you can have a look at this scenery. Just a reminder to those entering the competition, don't forget you must be subscribed to Filbert Flies and you must have an account on Sim Market, and we'll be doing the draw very, very soon.
Yeah, very nice trip. Beautiful scenery, Marcus.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's been really, really fantastic, to be honest.
Good. I'm glad
And
you enjoyed it.
everybody who came to the Lake of Constance has to visit Simon and me. Yeah. So
Yes. Of course.
It's a
Yeah,
it's a
one of
great
the-
part of the world.
Yeah.
Just the people aren't like, I can only speak from Austria, but a lot of people aren't really happy with their lives. And yeah, like in this part in West Austria, a lot of people are very depressed and not really happy because they just set their standards and their goals so high. Because that's just like, there's a wording here in Vorarlberg which just is Schaffer, Schaffler, Hüslebauer, which basically means working and building houses. And a lot of people live by that, and I think it's actually pretty sad because they really tend to forget all the beautiful nature, all the beautiful scenery, and the beautiful life you can just have here, and they just work all the time.
I think that's true in a lot of the world.
Absolutely. They forget to live, so that's what I always tell people, just live, you know, you have such a beautiful scenery and such a beautiful nature and landscape just before your doorstep, basically. And yeah, obviously when you live with this for your whole life, you sort of don't appreciate it if you don't always tell yourself. So that's why I always tell myself, well, just appreciate living here and living in such a great place of the world with great drinking water and absolute fantastic weather and all this stuff. And
yeah. No, quite right.
I'm glad to live in Sofia with the mountains in the background.
Yeah.
Makes a hell of a difference.
I bet.
Just being in a different country. Oh,
Yeah.
eat. A bit too much lately.
Rudin the Great, thank you for the sub, and also to Webtin. And Carl's, I think I missed you out as well, but thank you all. Right, let us before we get carried away with anything else, draw the winners of this fantastic St. Gallen-Altenrhein scenery by MM Simulations. So entries are now closed, and let me get the right window up. We will draw our two winners. Before we do the draw, just a reminder of how this works. If you are one of the lucky winners, you must contact me ASAP, but certainly within 24 hours, with your email address that is registered on simmarket.com. I will then pass that on to MM Simulations, and they will add a copy of St. Gallen-Altenrhein for MSFS to your account. So the first winner is Fusilier XXX. Congratulations on your win. I hope you're still here. Haven't heard from you for a while, but either way, contact me within 24 hours. Congratulations. And the second winner is going to be, I'm just going to make a note of this, Fusilier XXX. The second winner is going to be Callum Tennant 27. Thank you very much, all of you, for entering, and congratulations to you too. Cool. And of course, we have Wojtek, who has won a Orbeck scenery of his choice. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring the YouTube stream to an end. We can still hang out for a little bit longer, I think, to celebrate this momentous end to this fantastic flight. So YouTube people, thank you very much for watching. It's going to be a little while until my next general stream. I'm doing a Club Filbert stream on Saturday, but I don't think I'm going to have time for any others this week, unfortunately. But do keep your eyes peeled keep your eyes glued to the YouTube channel and the Discord server, and I'll let you know if that changes. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.